Hi, Shivapriya. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Thanks for joining. I hope you are doing well.
Can you come again?
I Thanks for joining. I hope you are doing well.
Yes.
Okay, great, great. I think you missed to join yesterday's class. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct. Yes, I missed
Okay,
it.
okay. All right. So no issues. I will share the session recordings to tonight. All right, for
Sure.
yesterday's session, and kindly refer to the session recordings and let me know if you have any doubts or questions from the day one discussion. All right.
Sure.
Thank you. So we are just waiting for others to join the call.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. Hi, Hari. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon.
evening.
Yeah, for me it's good evening. Yes.
You're not watching the finals.
Yeah. I really admire. When I planned for this training, I was contemplating, thinking whether we should
Okay.
do it today or next week.
Okay.
If it's next week, then it'll go to next month. We cannot call this as May month batch. Okay.
Yeah.
So not just me, most of the training companies, almost like to my knowledge, some 7 training companies, because of
Hmm.
IPL, they postponed the
Okay,
training to
okay.
25th. Most of the training started yesterday. Yeah.
Okay.
And last month we had very less strength due to IPL. Yeah. And we call this as, in project management, we call this as enterprise environmental factor external.
Okay.
Things which are outside the project and you have no control over them. Yeah.
Is it because like external factors are affecting it?
Yeah. Sometimes they will affect the project positively.
Okay.
Sometimes they influence the project unfavorably. So
Okay.
IPL is now affecting
Negatively.
training business negatively. Yes.
What
But
is it
next
called again?
month there's a T20 World Cup is also coming, na? June 9th is India versus Pakistan match. That is
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah. So, so last month we had very less strength. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's what we need to change the timing and considering this originally I planned to have this training at 2 to 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the afternoon, but then
Okay.
we have many people learners from Canada and UK.
Okay.
So we thought that it would be good to have it in the in the evening, Indian Standard Time. Yeah. Again, this is
What?
an enterprise environmental factor,
Okay.
external,
Okay.
but it is influencing the project favorably. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Shabir. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
So I believe it will be started now.
We are waiting for others to join.
I need to take 10 minutes break for Salah.
Sure. Yeah.
So I will be on mute.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the information. Okay, Peter confirmed that he will join a little late today due to church service. Hi, Amit.
Hi, good morning, Ahmed. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good. Okay, so 2 batches today. Some and also I'm waiting for my weekend. So tomorrow is my weekend off day. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All
So,
right.
what plans for weekend?
Rest.
Yeah, you
So
need some rest after this
yeah.
session.
So I'm 37. So almost reached that and I'm going through midlife crisis, I would say. So rest is the most preferred relaxation, I would say, for
Right,
me.
right. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, give me a moment, please. Hi, Syed.
Hi,
Good
hi,
evening.
Amit. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Okay. So Peter will join little late, and Amit confirmed that there's an emergency, so he will not join today. Um, I think some emergency. Uh, yeah, some. Yeah. His wife. I think there's some emergency related to his family member, so he won't join today, and he asked me to share the recording. So let's not wait further. We'll get started. Durai has joined. Gitika has joined. Hi Durai. Hi Gitika.
Hi, Aman.
Hi. Good evening. Good morning. Good morning to Durai. Good evening to
Hi.
Gitika. Okay.
Thank you.
Hi. So okay. So others has given me the updates. Some will join little late, and others has some personal, emergency situation. So they will join in the next class and ask me to share the session recordings. We'll get started. Okay. So let me share my screen.
Sorry, Ahmed. Did you already share the slide decks and recordings yesterday's class?
I have already shared the session recordings with you.
Okay.
Slide decks I will share towards the end of the course.
Okay, okay, perfect. So,
Okay.
I couldn't find the recordings actually. Is it in the same folder which you shared?
Now you would have received an email from me, Ahmed Umar. If you go to your email, registered email ID,
Uh-huh.
you would have received a link yesterday night. Kindly check. How about others? Did you receive this email?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we have received that.
Yeah, I must be received.
Okay. All right. So kindly check, Amit, and in case if you didn't get this,
I'll check this junk or spam. Let me see if
uh,
it's there. Yeah, let me see. Yeah,
it's there.
thanks.
Okay. All right. Super. So let's get started. And no, one moment. Okay. All right. So use the chat. If you have any questions or doubt, use the chat. Also, please unmute and speak. Excuse me. Harshita is calling. Give me a moment. Sorry. Harshita is facing some technical issue. All right. It's addressed now. Let me turn on my camera. Hi, everyone. Can you see me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, great. Okay. So you can give me thumbs up because we have some new joiners today. So use a thumbs up reaction to confirm whether you're okay or not okay. All right. And if you have any questions, feel free to unmute and speak. Don't feel like you're interrupting the flow or something. Whenever you feel you want to ask a question, please unmute and speak. Use the chat to post your questions. All right. So let's get started. Before we start with today's discussion, let's quickly summarize what and all we discussed in the previous class. Of course, we covered many things related to um, the exam, our preparation method, about seats, how to quickly get prepared for the exam and pass the exam easily, effortlessly. Also, you know about the questions, the practice questions, where are the videos, Google Drive. And those who joined today, I will share the details with you tonight, and you can use them. All right. And if you have any questions or doubts, you can ask me. We have a Google Drive. I will share this Google Drive with you, link with you today, and also other resources. You can check them and call me tomorrow at your convenience to clarify your doubts. All right. So we discussed about the exam, how to prepare for the exam, the PMP exam process flow. Also, we discussed, we started with the foundation module. Okay, Amit, I'm sorry about this. Tonight I will call you. Okay, I will share the link with you on WhatsApp directly. And you can also let me know your preferred email ID. I will share this link to you, your email ID directly. Okay, no issues. Sorry from my side. I'm not sure why you didn't receive this email.
And no problem. I got the the link for the Google Drive,
Okay.
but not for the recording. I think that's like two separate links, right?
Yeah, and you would have not received this link from services at Gantt Scholar. You would have received this from SBrain EduTech. There's a.
Okay. Maybe I didn't get that link, unfortunately. That's okay. We can take it offline. We'll figure it out. No worries.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. Hi, Ashita. Good evening.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. I hope everything is fine now. All right. Good. So we are just doing a recap of what we discussed yesterday. We started with foundation. Inside foundation, we discussed about what is meant by project management, why project management is important, and what are projects, and who is a project manager. Also, we discussed about the Stacy model, how we categorize which development, how we find out which development approach must be used to do a project. If you take Stacy model, there are two fundamental attributes. The first one is, excuse me, the first one is requirement uncertainty level. In some projects, we will have very less requirement uncertainty. In some projects, we will have high amount of requirement uncertainty. In some projects, we will have very less solution complexity level. And in other projects, we will have high amount of solution complexity level. Now, using this, we categorize the projects into 4 types. First one is simple projects, then complicated project type 1, then complicated project type 2, then complex project, and the final one is chaos project. We must not try to do a chaos project, because in this kind of projects, the solution complexity level and requirement uncertainty level will be super high. We should not try them. So these are fundamentally risky projects. And then we discussed about all the 5 types of development approaches: predictive, incremental, iterative, and then adaptive and hybrid development approach. And we also discussed about each of these things in detail. We need to use we need to use predictive for projects where the requirement uncertainty level and solution complexity level are less. We need to use incremental if the solution complexity level is greater, but the requirement uncertainty level is less. We need to use iterative in places where you have high amount of requirement uncertainty and less amount of solution complexity. We need to use adaptive in places where both are high, solution complexity and requirement uncertainty. And hybrid need to be used in projects where some of the modules or phases in the projects are very simple to implement, and we need to use predictive to do them. And there are other components, other modules, which are very complicated. All right, we need to discover the requirements on the go. The complexity level of the modules will be greater. We need to do those items using Agile or adaptive. We also did a quiz yesterday, drag and drop quiz yesterday. Now today we will continue more about, discuss more about development approaches and lifecycle. We'll make a comparison, and then we will talk about other things like the sponsor, who's the sponsor, the roles and responsibilities of the product owner, the Scrum Master, the project manager, the team members, how the roles and responsibilities of a project manager is different in Predictive and Agile. These are very important. All right, you might see very many questions in the exam based on these, and also we will talk about project charter, business case document, benefit management plan document, and some interesting concepts like rolling wave planning and progress collaboration. So today's discussion, and of course the Scrum Framework, very important topic, Scrum Framework. So with this module will be over in next maybe 2 hours, and then we will take a break for 15 minutes, and then we will start with scope management. Inside scope management, we'll talk about project scope statement, work breakdown structure, how to create a work breakdown structure, what are control accounts, what is meant by a product backlog, what are requirements, what are the different tools we have in project management to collect requirements, and many more. Are you clear? So this is our today's agenda. All good, fine? Great. And of course, we will solve some scenario-based questions today, 3 questions, minimum 3 questions. And we will also play some quizzes to solidify our understanding. So let's get started. Now, this is the summary of what we covered yesterday regarding the development approaches and lifecycle. You have all the 5 approaches here. Remember, Agile means by default adaptive. Yeah, inside Agile we have adaptive, iterative, and incremental. For the exam, whenever you say Agile, they're talking about adaptive. This means we're going to do things in incremental fashion, and to build each increment, we need to discover the requirements through feedback. All right. So when it comes to planning, predictive is straightforward. We collect all the details and do the planning upfront, very detailed planning upfront, and go for execution. This is only possible if you know how to do the work and if all the requirements are available. Incremental will be used when you need to, work on each item at a time. We split the whole product into small increments, and to build each increment, we do a separate planning. So it's kind of little flexible. Iterative, again, the planning is flexible. In the beginning of every iteration, we do a planning based on the newly discovered requirements from the previous feedback discussion. So again, in iterative and adaptive, very flexible. Planning is very flexible. Hybrid is a kind of balanced. Whichever components or modules we can do using predictive, they need to be planned very well, and we can begin the execution once the planning is over. And we need to use flexible planning strategy to build components which are complex and which have high amount of requirement uncertainty. So flexibility, once you prepare the whole plan, it would become very difficult to change the plan. For example, let's say you are conducting a planning to host a party. You collected, you know how many people gonna visit. So based on this, you ordered the food, organized the event, booked the venue. Now you are discovering that you need to host additional 20 people. Now we will be in a position to do a lot of changes to the plan. Do you agree with me? We need to order more food. We need to increase the budget. We need to increase the food preparation duration and so on. And this is why we say in predictive, the flexibility part is very less, low flexible. But we are fine with this. The reason is we don't have to make a lot of changes to the plan later because we build the plan knowing everything upfront. So in case in the future, if we discover a few things, then what we do, we use change management procedure to incorporate the changes. How about delivery? And then when it comes to incremental, iterative, adaptive, and hybrid, we have flexibility. We can make changes to the plan whenever we want because we do just enough planning for every iteration or for every increment, and then do the increment or the iteration. Then again, we will, when we begin the next iteration, we do a fresh planning. So from planning point of view, we are very flexible in adaptive, incremental, and in iterative. Delivery, remember in predictive and in iterative, we're going to produce one big single delivery towards the end of the project. Let's take house construction. Once you are done with the kitchen, can we deliver the kitchen separately to the client? And then later, few months later, the living room, and few months later, the bedrooms? No, this is not possible, right? So we need to build everything and then deliver to the client in one shot. And in iterative, that's the same case. If you recall the blue whale example, every time we build a version of the blue whale, but we did it not to deliver, but to gain feedback from the customer, get the feedback from the customer. Do you agree with me? Yes, no, maybe? Yes. We cannot deliver the blue whale until we reach the last version, the final version of it. So yeah, we took many iterations to reach the final level. All the previous iterations cannot be shipped. They are only used to seek feedback. That's it. So until we reach the final version of the blue whale, we didn't make any shipment. So that's why we say in iterative and in predictive, we're going to have single delivery towards the end of the project. However, in incremental and adaptive, we make incremental delivery, because in both the cases, we do the work in parts. So in incremental and in adaptive, we have incremental, we can deliver things in incremental fashion. Also in hybrid, we have the possibility for incremental delivery. Whichever components we are doing using Agile, those components can be delivered in incremental way. So this table is very important. For the exam, we will get a lot of questions from predictive here and from here. Okay. So you will get a lot of questions from predictive and from adaptive. Rarely we see any questions from incremental and iterative. And many questions will start with hybrid. We need to read the questions carefully, because there's no such thing as hybrid. If you take a particular component, the component is either done using predictive or using agile. Remember this, okay? I will teach you how to identify a question, the question that is mentioned as hybrid, and how to find out whether it's predictive or agile. We have to know certain keywords. I will give you all the keywords from predictive and agile, and you can use them to identify. Though the question is stated as hybrid, you need to read the question carefully and look for certain keywords to identify whether this question is predictive or agile. Okay. Now here we have the first question. You have 1 minute time. Solve this question and let me know your answer in the chat. You can just mention option A, B, C, or D. Hi Ravi. Good evening. Ravi, we have a question on the board. This is from yesterday's discussion. You can solve this question and provide your answer in the chat. Please pay attention to all the keywords. Excuse me. So we have answers from Rashita, Amit, Shabir, Hari, Raj, Shilpa. Others, please provide your answer in the chat. Very good. B. Super. Geetika. Okay. B. All right. So let's solve this question. Sam, a project manager on a recently okay. Shivapriya, you can solve this question. I will wait for, because you dropped from the call and joined again. So we have a question on the board. You can solve this question and provide your answer in the chat, please.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will do this kind of exercise very frequently. In total, we will solve around about 25 questions to 30 questions in the class itself. And this is to learn how to read the question, identify the question type. There are 11 types of questions. Identify the question types and how to eliminate the wrong options and pick the right answer. All right. So this is a kind of tacit knowledge transfer. We need this. We need to learn this technique to quickly solve questions in the exam and get many questions right. Okay. So in roundabout we will solve 30 to 30 plus questions in the class. Okay, we are just waiting for Shivpriya to provide her answer. Incremental. Okay. All right. So I think you made a mistake. You didn't notice this one. Unsuitable. Okay, not suitable. Now think about this, and if you want to change, you can change your answer. And Sam, and meanwhile, I will solve this question for you. Sam, a project manager on a recently acquired project in its initiation phase, is in discussion with key stakeholders to determine the most suitable development approach. The business analyst is eager to achieve majority of the planned benefits before the project's conclusion through incremental deliveries to the customer. Which project development approach would be unsuitable for this project? Now, this is a type of question called not type question. Okay. So you will see 4 options. Out of the 4 options, one option would be the odd man out. Are you clear? That's about not type question. Now to solve not type question, first we need to pick all the valid cases and eliminate them later. So in the question, it is mentioned that the business analyst is business analyst is a person. We will learn about this person in some time. This person is same as the PM, but focus on business plan creation and realizing the plan benefits and so on. This person work closely with the sponsor to realize the plan benefits. In this case, this person is interested in achieving the plan benefits sooner by using a project development approach that has a possibility for incremental delivery. So why it's going to help us to achieve the value, business values faster. If you do a software development project with a lot of features, um, using Predictive, we build all the features, and towards the end of the project, we're going to deliver the whole software. Now, this is a point where we will get paid. Do you agree with me? Yes, no, maybe. So till, let's say this, we took 12 months to build the software. Till 12 months, we won't make any revenue, right? Yeah. But if you use incremental approach, whenever we finish a feature, we will make a delivery. Okay. So every time we get paid in parts. Whatever feature we delivered, we get paid for that. So by the time we reach the end of the project, we would have already achieved the 80-90% of the planned revenue. Do you agree with me? And that's one specialty or a good thing about incremental delivery. Are you clear? Now, this is a not type question. Which project development approach will not have the possibility for um, incremental delivery? Now you see here, in adaptive, can we have incremental delivery? Yes. Do you agree? In adaptive, it's possible. We do things in parts and we seek feedback and we integrate all of them to produce the final delivery. In incremental, by default, we go for incremental approach. That's why it's called as incremental. And hybrid is a possibility for incremental delivery. Let's say you have 4 components. We're going to do these 2 components using Predictive and the remaining 2 components using Agile. We have possibility for incremental delivery with features we do with functionalities and modules we're going to build using Agile. The only thing in which you cannot have incremental delivery in this list is iterative. So we build many versions of the same product till we reach the end of the product. We cannot make a delivery. Once we reach the final version of the product, we can go for delivery. And in this case, this is odd man out because this is a not type question. We need to eliminate all the correct answers and go with this one. So option B is the right answer. If you don't use this method, then you will get confused. Are you clear? For example, which is not the role of the team member. You need to first find out the roles of the team members and then eliminate them to find the answer. Are you clear? So look for keywords like not, unsuitable, is not in line. So this is a not type question. Are you clear? Very good. Most of you got the answer correctly. Perfect. Super. Let's move on. So like this, like we have 11 types of question: not, avoid, solve, next, critical thinking, intertwined. We will encounter all these type of questions. Okay, now let's talk about one more thing. According to PMI, if you take a predictive development approach, if you want to do a project using predictive development approach, there are 49 processes. All right. If you look at this table, you could see 49 processes in total. If you open the PMBOK 6th edition, you will learn all these 49 processes. Okay. Now, I will cover all these 49 processes for you in this course so that you don't have to read the PMBOK guide, or you can just skim through the PMBOK guide once. That should be enough. All right. So we will learn about all these 49 processes. Now, if you take these 49 processes, project management processes, they are only applicable to predictive. They are not used in Agile. We have other practices, other methods to cover these 49 processes in Agile. Now, these 49 processes are grouped in 2 aspects. The first aspect is knowledge area. So you see here there are 10 knowledge areas: scope, schedule, cost, quality, integration, resource, communication, risk management, process, project procurement, and stakeholder. So this is about knowledge area. For example, if you take scope, all the processes related to scope and requirement are part of this. Plan scope, collect requirements, a defined scope, create WBS, okay, validate scope, control scope, and so on. Now, today we will start with scope management. You know this. In scope management module, we will cover these processes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all these 6 processes in detail, and all the tools and techniques related to these the processes. Plus, we will cover agile steps. So that's how the course is structured. Are you clear? And once we're done with scope, we will work on scheduling. Once we are done with scheduling, we will work on cost management. So inside every module, we have, let's say if you have scope, schedule, all these processes related to schedule will be covered in detail so that you don't have to read the books. Plus, we will cover scheduling concepts from Agile. We have concepts like velocity, story points, planning poker, and then Kanban methodology, cycle time, throughput, release planning, iteration planning. We will cover all of this along with all these things along with these processes. And this is about the first way to the group the processes, 49 processes. The second way is using process group. This means we know that if you take a predictive development approach, first we have initiation. We discussed this yesterday. Then planning, then execution, finally closure, and during execution we do monitoring, controlling. Do you remember this picture? We discussed this yesterday. Yes, no, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Now there are certain processes which are part of initiation. If you see the process called develop project charter and identify stakeholder. So these two processes are done inside initiation. And once we begin planning, we have so many processes inside planning. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, around about 26 processes. And likewise, in execution, we have some processes. And you see here, these are related to execution and also monitoring and controlling, and finally closure. Now, this is just for information. You don't have to worry about memorizing these processes. Towards the end of this course, these processes will get etched in your mind. Okay, you don't have to do anything. You just sit, enjoy the discussion, and I will make sure that you know all these processes in depth and solve any question from any of these processes effortlessly. Also, I will teach you the process flow, how each process we have in this matrix are interconnected, how they influence and interact with each other. All right. Now, when it comes to Agile way of working, this is predictive. We initiate the project and we plan the project. We do a comprehensive planning, and then we go for execution and finally closure. Okay, this is the approach we use. But in Agile, we have initiation and closure, but we split the planning and execution into small parts. We won't be able to do planning, a big planning like this, and then go for execution because we may not have all the requirements. So what we do small planning followed by execution. Let's say you have a lot of items to be built, features. Okay, we listed them. Let's say we are developing an online banking software. We have so many features. For example, secure login, check balance, download bank statement, then add payee, remove payee, transfer money. If you take money transfer, we have 4 features in money transfer, 4 modes of money transfer, like secure IMPS, RTGS. Okay, in India we have all this money transfer modes, and mobile notification, opening account, saving, opening a fixed deposit, and so on. Now, what we do, we take 1 or 2 items at a time. We do a small planning, how we're going to implement these 2 items first, or 1 item first, and then we do execution. And once we are done, we work on the next 1 or 2 items. We do a planning followed by execution. So we repeat this process until we complete all the items in the product backlog. So that's why we say we do a small planning followed by execution. Are you clear? Small planning followed by an execution, another small planning followed by an execution. So one thing at a time or few things at a time. If you try to study everything, um, at the beginning of the project and try to implement them, we will fail because we don't know much about them. The features are complex. We don't know how to implement them. Most of the requirements are missing. So we don't try to understand everything in the list and make a mega plan. It won't work out. So that's why what we do, we pick few items. We study about them. Once we know enough about that few items, we implement them. And then we seek feedback. If some corrections to be done, we do that. Once we are done with them, we go forward and pick one or two items, new items, and then work on them. So we do planning in parts. After we finish a small planning, we go for execution. Then again, small planning followed by execution. Now this each planning execution pair is called as a sprint. Are you clear? What is a sprint? Each of this planning execution pair is called as a sprint or iteration. Are you clear? We'll learn about the sprint anatomy in detail now, but are you clear what is a sprint? Why we need sprints? A sprint is a small planning execution pair. Yes, no, maybe? Okay, good. Okay. Any questions, doubts? Please stop me. You need any example or you want me to explain it more detail? I can do it. I hope everyone is clear. Shall we move forward? All right, let's move forward. Super. Now, this is the Scrum Framework. In the previous slide, we saw a planning execution pair. We're going to understand the anatomy of this planning execution pair. And this is all about the Scrum Framework. Scrum is a agile framework. There are like more than 50 methodologies and framework in Agile. Scrum, DSDM, XP, Kanban, Crystal methodology, so many. So we don't need to know all of them, and most of them are not popular, not used in many projects. Scrum is the most famous agile way of doing projects. So in end of the day, in all these approaches, we will do planning and we do execution, but they're like they're like you get many types of pizzas, right? With toppings and other stuffs. Yes, no, maybe like that. We have so many variants in how we do an agile project. So Scrum is a variant. Okay, it's a way how we do projects. Do an agile project. And for the exam, we need to know about Scrum and other methodology called Kanban. Okay, for the PMP exam, we are only concerned about these two methodologies. Also, most of the companies uses Scrum to do agile projects. So let's learn about the Scrum framework. We're gonna spend next 20 minutes with this, and then we will do a small quiz, and then we will move forward. Okay, now the very first thing we need to do is we need to come up with the product backlog. Assume that we're going to develop a website for online banking. Clear? So we're going to develop a website for online banking, and we need to list down all the features and functionalities we're going to have in the final product. For example, secure login, and then check balance, account summary, download download bank statement, money transfer, and we have mobile notification, and opening savings account, then fixed deposit, and many other options. So once we list down all these features, we say these are the items we need to implement in the final product. The final product should have all these features. Once we're done with these features, we say we are done with the project. Clear? Are you clear? What is a product backlog? A product backlog is a big to-do list of all the features we're going to have in the final product. So first we make this list and then we will begin the project. Are you clear what is a product backlog? So we have a person called the product owner. We will learn about this person in detail. We call this person as the product owner or the PO. This person will talk to the client, end users, and do all the required market study and come up with all the features and functionalities we need to have in the final product. Are you clear? Yes, no, maybe. And this will be documented inside a document called the product backlog. That's it. Very simple. It's a big to-do list. If you complete all these features, then we say we are done with the project. So this is the product scope. Now, we won't know all the requirements to implement all these features. Requirements will be missing. For example, if you take this particular feature, we might have 50 to 60% of the total requirements, and we might not know how to implement the solution. So this is a perfect case for applying adaptive development approach. Remember, Scrum is adaptive. We're gonna do things in increment, plus we seek feedback to discover the requirements to make the increments perfect. Scrum is a adaptive development approach. Scrum is based on adaptive development approach. Remember this. Now, once the list is prepared, we're gonna do things in parts. You see here, this is all about the iteration, the planning execution pair. Planning execution. Okay. Now, first, to start with, this planning execution pair is called as a sprint or an iteration. Both are same. Sprint and iteration are same. They're synonymous. A sprint is a time box. We need to first set a time box. If you take this meeting, it is time boxed. We cannot take more than 4 hours. Do you agree with me? This meeting has a definite start time, end time, and we cannot take more than 4 hours. So this is a time boxed event. If you do not have an end time for this meeting, then this meeting is not time boxed. So a sprint is a time boxed event. And normally we can choose any size between 1 week to 4 weeks duration. This is the industry standard. Are you clear? So you can choose whichever size is fine with you. You can go with that size. Most of the companies prefer 2 weeks duration. This means, let's go back to you see this planning execution pair. This time window is of 2 weeks duration. We need to take how much work we can do in 2 weeks time window, plan them and execute them. Again, we need to follow another sprint after we complete this sprint. And again, this is going to have 2 weeks duration. But once you choose with the time window, 2 weeks or 1 week or 3 week or 4 week duration, all the sprint we're going to do in the future should be of the same size. If it is 2 weeks, if the first sprint is going to be of 2 weeks duration, all the other iterations, sprints we're going to do in the future should be of 2 weeks duration. There's a reason for this. We'll learn about something called velocity in the future. Velocity is the amount of work the team can complete per iteration. If you keep on changing the size of the iteration or sprint, the velocity will vary. And that's why we should not do this. Are you clear? We'll learn about velocity in the future, because to learn velocity, we need to learn about story points, user stories, and then we will learn about velocity. So it's a long process. We'll get there inside scheduling. Now, once you are fixed with the iteration duration, that should be same for the future iterations. 2 weeks means all the sprints we're going to do in the future will be of 2 weeks duration. Any questions, any doubts so far? If you are not clear with something, please stop me immediately. Are we good? Yes, no, maybe? Are you clear? Okay. Yes.
Ahmed, just out of curiosity, how can we say that the iteration, like the time box to be 2 weeks for each iteration? because the requirement will be different for different backlog items, right?
Yeah,
So how can we say that we can deliver, like, I mean, not deliver, I would say like we can come up with a solution within 2 weeks of time for every iteration.
sure. So you need to consider two factors. First, that is the next thing I was about to explain you how to decide the size of duration, size of a sprint. Okay. First, when you think about your team bandwidth, if you're going with 2 weeks duration, this includes weekends. 2 weeks means we have 2 Saturdays and Sundays. Do you agree? We need to remove these two, weekends. And therefore, we have 10 working days. So if you are following 2 weeks duration means technically we have 10 working days. Is that clear? We have 10 working days. And let's say you have 8 people in your team. All right, 8 people in your team working in your project, and they can work for 8 hours per day. Clear? Each of them can work for 8 hours per day. You have 8 people in your team and you have 10 working days. Now, if you multiply these three numbers, you get the bandwidth, how much man hours you have per iteration or sprint. Are you clear? Yes, no, maybe. So 6 or 64 and into 10, 640 hours. This is the total man hours, man effort you have per iteration or sprint. Are you clear? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, with this, you need to observe each feature in the list, how complex they are, how big they are. Now, this is again based on expert judgment. If you feel that this feature is may not take more than, let's say you feel that to implement this feature, we may take 200 hours in total. To build this feature, we might take another 300 hours. To build this feature, we might take another 200 hours. Now we feel like this is enough. Do you think, do you agree or disagree with me? Because this is 200, this is 300, so 500 plus 200. In total, 700 hours of work for the team. Now the team bandwidth is roughly 640. So I think we are fine with the three features. If you exceed and add one more feature, that will be too much for the team. Do you agree with me? Yes, no, maybe. So that's how we decide, how much work we need to assign to the team. Let's say if a feature is so big, let's take this feature. You feel that you and your team members are feeling that this feature is of 800 hours. For example, this is money transfer feature. We feel that this won't fit in an iteration or a sprint. So what shall we do? We split this further. Are you clear? For example, let's take this a money transfer feature, and we study this feature. We feel that there are 4 modes of money transfer. So we're gonna split them into 4: IMPS, RTGS, UPI, and NEFT. And to implement each item, we approximately need 200 hours of time. Now we will do the first 2 items in the first iteration and the remaining items in the next iteration. So that's how we see and figure out whether we can do this many items in iteration or not. Is it clear, Amit?
Yes. And is this going to be a collective decision, like the product owner and the team is going to take this decision, right?
This is a collective decision. Yes.
Okay.
Hari, you are about to ask a question.
Yeah. So what if, so we have a sprint meeting, say it takes 4 hours, and usually they are self-organized teams, right?
Yeah.
And what if like someone is stuck in between when working on a feature or function, and does the team regroup for another meeting session, or
Yeah,
do
that's why
we
we have
wait?
the daily stand-up meeting.
Okay.
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 Yeah, that's why we have the daily stand-up meeting. So I will explain you how we do this sprint. Okay, in
Okay.
using Scrum, you will understand. Okay,
Okay.
now based on the team bandwidth, the team decided that okay, let's do this first two features with available bandwidth of 640 hours. We can do this first two features approximation. Okay, for example, let's say the team members pick these two features and they can complete only one feature. You cannot penalize people. Are you clear? Team is doing their best. We have a lot of requirement uncertainty and solution complexity. If they could complete two features, fine. Otherwise, no problem. We will move this feature to the next iteration. Are you clear? Yes, no, maybe. So we cannot penalize people. So we believe that we can do these two features and we start the work. Okay. And once the features are decided, let's say this is iteration one or sprint one, the product owner will say, okay, let's do these two features. And we call this as the sprint goal. For this sprint, these two features are our goal. We need to complete these two features. Now the team members will do a planning exercise. We call this as a sprint planning or iteration planning. Are you clear what is meant by sprint iteration planning? Now, let me show you in the whiteboard what we do during iteration planning. First, we got the sprint goals. Okay. Feature one. This is secure login. Then feature two. This is account summary. Are you fine with my handwriting? I'm doing my best. It's very difficult to write with this pen. Are you fine with my handwriting? Okay. Manageable. All right. Thank you. So secure login and account summary. So these are the features we need to implement. Okay. In essence, the output of this particular iteration. Now, when it comes to sprint planning, the team members will pick these features. So for example, secure login. It's a feature. So a feature is a deliverable. What we're going to deliver by end of the sprint. So to produce this feature, it's a software feature. To produce this feature, the team has to perform some activities. Do you agree? So this is a software feature. First, the team should design this feature. Then they need to code it. Then they have to integrate the code, and then people will test the code, and then they deliver. Okay. Maybe they do code review. That's another task they do. Then system testing. Okay. Let's say this is unit testing. All right. You don't have to know about unit testing, system testing for the PMP exam. We just need to know the names. Okay. And so this is for secure login. Likewise, for account summary, the team members will create the list of activities should be performed. Design, code, integrate, do unit testing, code review, and then system testing. Okay. So once the lists are prepared, these are activities. We call them as tasks. Okay. Tasks or activities. Tasks and activities are verbs. Do you agree with me? For example, coding, designing, unit testing. Do you agree? So these are actions we need to perform to produce these two features. So these are nouns. What we're going to produce, the outcome. Are you clear? So to build these features, we need to perform list of activities. So team members will list down these activities. So this is T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6, T7, T8, T9, T10, T11, T12. So the team members should perform 12 activities in this iteration, and they will do the estimations. How much effort we need to put to do these activities. For designing 10 hours, for coding 20 hours, for integration another 5 hours, for testing maybe 20 hours, code review 5 hours, system testing 3 hours. Okay, like this team members will estimate all other activities they're going to perform uh, in this particular iteration. So once this is done, estimation part is over. Okay, now team members will decide who has to work on which task. So Bob will work on this task, Priya will work on this task. So these are team members. They will decide who's going to work on which task. Satish will work on this task. Okay, Ram will work on this task. John will work on this task. Mariam will work on this task. So like this, the team members will decide who will work on which task. Okay, again Bob, John, Satish. Yeah. Okay, so once this is done, the plan is ready. Are you clear what is meant by an sprint planning exercise? So for the assigned features, the team members prepared the task list, and they also estimated the duration for each task. They decided who is going to perform each of this task. Now this will be documented inside a project document, and we call this document as the sprint backlog. Are you clear? Sprint backlog. So sprint backlog is the plan for this current iteration. This is the plan we're gonna use for the next 10 days. Are you clear what is a sprint backlog? This is our plan for next 10 days. We're gonna produce these 2 features. For this, we're gonna perform these 12 activities. This is the effort for each activity. Who's gonna perform these activities? Yes, Gitika, please.
Yeah, Emma, just one question. The name which you mentioned, sprint backlog, why this is like that? Like,
Because
is there any backlog we are having
yeah,
here from the
the
previous?
task or the backlogs.
Oh, I'm extremely sorry.
No. It's fine.
Okay.
It makes sense. Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. No worries, because I too had these questions, all
I
this
felt like
kind of
I
questions.
lost this.
Yeah. So this document has list of tasks we need to perform. So that's why it's called as a backlog. Okay. All right. Now the team members will do this exercise. Also, they create the task board. So we open the the Kanban board, the Jira board, whatever it is, and we add the task list. Whatever task we created, they will go into the task board. And once this sprint planning exercise is over, the output will be the iteration or sprint backlog. Are you clear? This is the output of the sprint planning exercise. If anyone asks you, okay, sprint planning is an exercise activity, what you will produce by performing this activity? The answer is sprint or iteration backlog. Are you clear till now? Any questions, any doubts? Please confirm me. Because this slide is a foundation. Many things, many questions you will see in the exam from this slide. Okay. Yes, Shilpa, please.
Yeah, so sprint backlog consists sprint goal, which is like why we are having the sprint backlog or the sprint planning, the
Yeah.
target basically.
Yeah.
And the second thing, it contains the task list, which is like what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And the third one, it defines the times, right? That
Yeah.
so how we gonna do or when we gonna do.
Yeah.
It
So
should have the execution plan, or it should have the time limit. The time
time
limit
limit.
anyhow we do have, right? Like sprint planning, we already discussed, like 2 weeks.
Yeah, correct.
So it should have the actionable plan.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
So you see here we have duration for each task. Okay.
Yeah.
So based on this, team members will decide the start date and end date of each task. Okay, so if you add up all these estimations, it won't exceed 640 hours. How we know? Because this number, we have 8 people, they can work for 8 hours per day, and there are 10 days in the sprint. So if you see, if you add up these numbers, and the total effort needed to complete all the planned activities will not exceed 640 hours. And second thing is, um, based on the resource planning, we can say when each task will be started by a person, by the team member, and based on the duration when it will be finished. So all those things will be, you know, um, will be planned to be done within that sprint. We will check this before we start the sprint. Is it clear now? For example, so this is the design activity, this is the coding activity, and then integration and testing and code review. Okay, and final system testing. This is for feature A. Likewise, we have a sequence of activity for feature B. Now, knowing the duration for each task, who's going to perform each task, in which sequence we're going to perform them, we can find out the start date and end date for each activity. Do you agree? Now, this should be in line with your sprint duration. If your sprint is of 10 days duration, you should be able to accommodate the sequence, task sequence, and complete them within 10 working days. We will ensure this during the sprint planning. Is it clear now?
Yeah, right. So how long the sprint, the whole sprint actual can hold? I mean, the longest time.
Longest time 10 days maximum.
The whole sprint.
One sprint is equal to 2 weeks duration. That means 10 working days.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, according to the Scrum also, like the Agile also.
Agile also. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So are you clear with the sprint planning exercise? And who will do the sprint planning? The team members. Clear? Only the team members should do the sprint planning. Is it clear? Because we have self-organizing team. Who will do which task? That should be decided by the team members, not by the Scrum Master or by the PO. Estimations of the tasks, task list creation, all these things are the job of the team members. We should not intervene. Yes, Shabir.
So basis of this number of tasks, what we are defining in the product backlog. So suppose we have 12 actions in that, and then basis the work content, we can split into that like 3 sprint plan or 2 sprint plan like that.
No. Whatever sprint plan we produced, that is only applicable for this current sprint. For the next sprint, new sprint goals, new sprint planning, and people will follow that new sprint backlog to execute the work in the next sprint. Clear? Every sprint will have its own sprint backlog, and it will be created in the beginning of the project, beginning of the sprint. Is it clear? Did I answer your question, Shabir?
Yeah. So it means first we need to split the work or deliverables. Then we need to plan basis that whatever number of actions we are planning and deliverables we are planning. Accordingly, we need to make the sprint.
Exactly. So the input is the sprint goal. So in this case, the first 2 features is targeted to be done in this current sprint. And that will be, for that, the team members will create a fresh plan. Once these 2 features are done in the next sprint, we will again pick 1 or 2 features and the whole process will be repeated. For that, again, we need to make a fresh sprint planning. You are right.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yes, sorry, Shilpa. Yeah, you have questions, right?
Yeah, one more question here. Sorry. What if you said that if we are not able to complete one of the feature? So you said that we'll move back these features into the next sprint backlog.
Yeah, correct.
So I mean, it's into the sprint backlog or the product backlog, because the sprint planning will start from the product backlog. I mean, we'll take the
Yeah,
items from the product. So the
yeah,
items will go back to the product backlog.
product backlog. And then again,
Okay.
they will be assigned as target to the next sprint as the sprint goal, the team members will produce a new sprint planning sprint backlog to implement that feature along with another feature. For example, we started this iteration to do this two features, and people deliver this feature. This is incomplete. Now it will be moved to the next sprint, and along with this feature, we might pick a new feature, and the team members will do a fresh sprint planning to do how to do these two features. Clear?
Yeah, right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hari?
Yeah. So product backlog is responsibility of the product owner, right?
Yes, correct.
And so he makes the backlog and he communicates it to the team, and they then uh, plan the sprints among themselves.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
So, for example, if the sprint is 2 weeks, 10 working days.
Yeah.
So during this time, what is the product owner doing?
So there are many activities the product owner will do. We have something
Okay.
called product backlog grooming exercise, and the product
Okay.
owner will work with the team members in providing the requirements, clarifying the doubts, and
Okay.
we have a meeting called sprint demo meeting in which the product owner will review the completed work and give his or her acceptance. So there are a lot of work for the product owner.
Okay.
We will
Okay.
discuss them in some time. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So once the sprint planning is over, we're done with the first step. So how much time roughly the team members will take to do the sprint planning? 2 to 3 hours on day one. Okay. First day will start, the day one of the sprint will start with the sprint planning. The team members will take 2 to 3 hours of time to complete the sprint planning. Once the sprint planning is done, we are ready to begin the sprint execution. All right. So technically in 10 days, we are done with 0.5 day, roughly 0.5 day. Now we are left out with 9.5 days. Do you agree with me? Yes, no, maybe. We are left out with 9.5 days. Now this is the time window the team members will use to produce the deliverables. They will perform all the tasks inside the iteration backlog and create the deliverables. So this will happen for next 10 days. This is the execution part. We call this as sprint execution. And on daily basis, the team members will meet for a short meeting. We call this as the daily stand-up meeting or daily scrum meeting. This meeting goes around about 15 to 20 minutes duration, not more than that. And people will discuss about what I've done from yesterday till today and what I'm going to do today. And am I facing any problem? Do I need any help or support? Everybody should talk about these three things. Let's say you have 5 team members. All of them should talk about these three things. What I've done from yesterday till today, because they're meeting for daily basis, right? So what I'm done from yesterday till today. Second, what I will do, what I'm planning to do today. What is my plan for today? And do I need any help or support? This is about reporting issues. Now, whenever the team members report issues during the daily stand-up meeting, it's the responsibility of the Scrum Master to help the team members to solve those problems. For example, I'm a team member. I'm saying I'm not getting the software test system to perform the test. Now, the Scrum Master should help the team members in addressing those kind of problems. And then towards the end of the sprint, on the 10th day of the sprint, the team members will most likely come up with the completed work, the features which they targeted to complete in the situation, the sprint goal, and we call them as increments. We know what are increments, right? So in this case, most likely the secure login feature and the account summary, both are ready. The team members will demonstrate their completed work to the key stakeholders, including the product owner. The sponsor might participate, the client might participate, the Scrum Master will be there. The team members will demonstrate the work. See, we did the work according to the requirements. This is how it is working. Let us know, is it okay or not okay? And this is all about finding the discovering more requirements about the work. Are you clear? Because we know that in Agile, we do things in increments. So that's exactly what's happening here. And also we seek feedback. You see, this is about the feedback part. There are two possible outcomes. First possibility is the client would say, I'm fine with the work. I'm giving my acceptance. The PO will do this. The work is good and I'm fine with this. Let's say the secure login feature is good. The client, the PO, and other stakeholders have nothing to say about it. So they're fine with the work. So they say we are accepting. Now this item can be delivered to the client. Other possibility is feedback. No, these are the missing requirements. Go back and improve them and improve the work. Add X, Y, Z, modify certain things. So we take those feedback and bring it back to the product backlog and work on that item in the next sprint. Because this sprint is over, we are on the 10th day, we're doing the demonstration. We won't be able to work on those items based on the feedback received. So we need to work on them in the next sprint. Are you clear? Yes, no, maybe. So there are two possibilities. One, the items can get accepted. Two, we will receive feedback. Is it clear? There are two possible outcomes in a sprint demo or iteration demo meeting. Is it clear? Yes, no, maybe. This is also called as the product demo meeting. Are you clear with the product demo meeting? The purpose? This is about confirming whether the work is done according to the expectations. If no, we get feedback. If yes, they will get accepted. Now, the last meeting. So this meeting will happen for around about 3 hours to 4 hours max. And once this is over, the team members will do a last meeting of the sprint, conduct the last meeting of the sprint. This is called retrospective meeting. Now, this is for the team by the team. It's all about continuous improvement. The team members will talk about, hey guys, what and all mistakes we have done this time. We produced a lot of defects and we fixed them. That's why we couldn't complete some activities. Why we got so much of defects? Because we didn't properly understand the requirements, or we did overestimation of the tasks. Why we did overestimations? These are the reasons. So we should avoid doing overestimation in the future, estimating when we estimate the future tasks or user stories. So this is about retrospective. The team members will talk about things went wrong, also things went right, best practices, good things have happened, and find out how to prevent these bad things happening again in the project in the upcoming sprints. So that's about retrospective. Are you clear what is meant by retrospective? Lessons learned discussion. So what went wrong, what went right, how to avoid the problems we committed, issues we committed in this iteration in the future iterations. So we learn from our mistakes. Retrospective means looking back in time. We check what and all happened in the past in this current iteration and learn from our mistakes and avoid the same mistakes in the future. That's about retrospective. And once the retrospective is done, the team members will finish the sprint and we will start the next sprint. So most likely 10th day will be over after conducting the sprint retrospective meeting. On the next day, we will immediately we'll start the next sprint with the sprint planning exercise. So we will repeat this continuously. So what you see here, right? So we will complete first sprint, deliver some items, and then we begin the next sprint immediately. So every sprint will start with the sprint planning exercise and end with the retrospective meeting. So are you okay with the overview? But we will learn about each and every block in this, in this drawing in detail in the future. For example, how to do sprint planning itself, a big topic. Likewise, for conducting sprint retrospective, we have slides. Demo meeting, velocity, we have many slides. So, and product backlog preparation, grooming, we have many slides. This is just the overview. I hope you're clear with the overview, how things are organized, how we approach things in using a Scrum framework. Is it clear? Any questions, any doubts? This is very important for the exam, guys. All things we're going to learn about Agile in this course are based on this slide. Are you clear? Everything fine? Good?
Yeah,
Okay.
so retrospective meeting lasts for how much time? Like demo meeting is for 3-4 hours,
So
and
this is
retrospective.
around about 45 minutes to 1.5 hours. 45 minutes to 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours. Okay, 45 to 90 minutes.
And one more thing here. So, in this demo meeting, so our stakeholders will be there
Yeah,
for the
anyone
feedback.
can join. Yes, anyone can be there. PMO head, client, end users, customers, and PO is the must, because PO is the person who has to give the acceptance for the completed work. Everybody
And
can give feedback. Only the PO can say the work is done or not. Okay. Yeah.
okay. So, okay. One more question here. So, what about the sprint planning activity? Here also are key stakeholders or anybody who's not from the team can be present here.
It's optional. It's not needed because planning is it's fully with the team members, because we're having self-organizing team. PO will be there, Scrum Master will be there, and we don't need other stakeholders to take part in the sprint planning exercise. It's optional. When it comes to retrospective meeting, we should not permit other stakeholders to join the meeting. Only the Scrum Master, PO, and team members should be there. You know the reason, because during the retrospective meeting, people should talk about their mistakes, and if they have other stakeholders, they won't feel comfortable talking about their mistakes. Do you agree? Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah, right. So,
Yeah.
so if it's optional in the sprint planning, the key stakeholders involvement, it's not mandatory thing, then how we are selecting that, okay, this feature like secure login or the account summary is important or valuable, and we should include it into the sprint planning, or we should give more value to these two features except the other four features.
Yeah. So this decision will be made by the PO. PO will do all the background work, go and talk to various stakeholders, understand their viewpoint, and based on this, which item should be done in the situation. So this is the job of the PO, and PO will do this upfront before we, sit for the sprint planning. For the team members, PO is a single point of contact. The PO will tell these are the items you need to do. So who will provide you the sprint goal? The PO. Who will do the sprint planning? The team members. Is it clear?
Okay, so sprint goal is defined by product owner and
Yeah.
sprint backlog. Considering the sprint goal, sprint backlog has been defined by the Scrum team.
Yes, correct. Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, you're welcome. Yes, Gitika, please.
Yeah, Emma, just one question. Correct me if I'm wrong. This iteration sprint demo session where a team will discuss the feedbacks of the production which we have made, yeah, increments, and after that feedbacks, this is going back to, if I follow this flow, this is going back to the product backlog section.
Yeah.
So are you saying that this will be a different kind of activity we'll create as a product backlog, and then we'll go in a different sprint um, to enhance what we have done in the first sprint?
You're right. So once a feature is accepted, this feature will be marked as done. Okay. So let's say we targeted to do these two features. This feature got accepted, and for this feature, we got feedback. So we will mark this feature as done, and this feature will still be in the product backlog. It won't go from the product backlog. And based on the feedback received, the team members will consider this item in the next sprint planning and figure out the task. Maybe this time they don't want to code it or design it completely. They might create a task called improve, implement the code change based on the feedback received, and perform a delta test. Only two tasks will be created. And just to perform these two tasks, they don't need a complete iteration. So along with this, they will pick another two, three features from the product backlog, add them to the sprint planning exercise. So if you look at the sprint backlog for that particular iteration, to fix the this feature based on the feedback received, for that we might find a couple of feature tasks, and to implement these two features, fresh features, you will see many new activities. So all these things will be documented inside the sprint backlog. Is it clear now?
So yeah, just for the sake of my insanity, you're saying that meaning in the first sprint we have few defects that will go in a product backlog, and in next sprint we will include those defects with new sort of tasks, maybe very few, 2, 3, or 4, and then include in the next sprint, and then fix those along with the second sprint tasks. Maybe
Yes.
for an example, account summary, we are also fixing the defects for secure login issues,
Perfect.
right?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, so basically, increment basically is what? It's like an additive of all the previous increments.
Can you please come again?
And an increment, which is like shippable or the final product I'm talking, it's increment is all about like additive of all the previous increments. I mean, definitely it's a done thing,
Yeah, done thing. Yes.
right? So
Yeah.
so in the second sprint, whenever the increment comes, it should be additive of the first increment. So the
Yeah.
whole coding and all those things will be done on that first increment, right? I mean,
Yeah, correct.
it should be integrated on that. It should be additive of first increment.
Yeah, additive. Yes. So once we're done with secure login, and let's say account summary, these two features will go to the client. They will use these two features. And the next iteration, we might complete, for example, download bank statement. Once this feature is done, this will be delivered to the client, and this feature will go and added to the first initially completed two features, that is secure login and account summary. So every time the client will have more and more features to use. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
got it.
good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Ahmed, I just have a quick query. So whenever they get the feedback, so it goes back to the product backlog list, right? So let's say if they need some more features to be enabled on the secure login phase. So let's say if they move back to the product backlog again, will they get slammed with the work during the phase 2 of the sprint? Like they have to include all like the additional one more feature to that product backlog, right? With the actual plan.
Now the point is very simple. You cannot take more than 640 hours of work. Let's say if the
Okay,
enhancements to
that's
be
good.
done is equal to 640 hours, we don't pick any new item. If you have bandwidth, for example, to do the enhancement, we need only 200 hours. We are now left out with 440 hours. Maybe to fill this, we take one more feature or two more feature from the product backlog. We won't exceed more than 640 hours of bandwidth. Okay.
So as that being said, like so that is fixed, right? 640 hours is fixed. So
That is
whenever
fixed.
we get yeah, whenever we get rejected or would say like the stakeholders are not happy with one of the feature that's being presented, so it comes back to the product backlog list, right? So we
Yeah,
have to
correct.
add that one to the next sprint phase, maybe
Yeah,
let's say
correct.
phase 2. So
Yeah, correct.
my question is like, will the team, let's say the team size is kind of constrained here, right? Like it's let's say we have only 8 members of people working for this sprint planning. So they get additional one more thing to work upon. So will they get slammed with the work that they already have?
We should never spam people with more tasks. So again, self-organizing team. If the team feels they are full, they won't say yes to taking extra work. That's it. We need to respect that. If you're increasing the team size, you cannot go beyond 9 people. So that's the maximum number of people you can have in an agile team. Is it clear?
Okay, maximum 8, and we have the 640 hours limit. Okay.
Maximum
Mm,
9, not more than 9. That's it. Okay. 9
okay.
people. Yeah.
Okay. And we don't have the fixed closure days for this project, maybe for this agile kind of working, right?
We have.
Do we?
See, we have. For example, um, we will first fix. We have 12 months time. Within this 12
Okay.
months time, how many iterations you can do? For example, 24 iterations are possible in 12 months time. Okay, if you are following 2 weeks iterations, so you can do 24 sprints. With this 24 sprints, let's say you and your team members are able to complete these many features, we will sacrifice these 2 features and we will close the project. Is it clear?
Oh, okay. Okay. So who can take this responsibility? Like the product owner?
Sponsor.
I mean, these features has been already guaranteed, right? Like we are gonna deliver this to the stakeholders. So
No,
will
no,
they be
no.
happy?
They're not guaranteed. We will learn about some prioritization techniques in the future.
Oh,
Masco. So normally all high value features will be in the top of the product backlog, followed by medium value items and low value items. In case
okay.
if we do not have money or time to do them, we will compromise on those low value features. And still the product will
Okay.
deliver 98% or 95% of its total value. For example, you didn't provide a provision to your website user to raise a support ticket. Still,
Okay.
all core functionalities of an online banking are done: money transfer, adding payee, downloading bank statement. So the product has already delivered most of its value. So that's how we limit, set a
Oh,
deadline, like, okay, 12 months max. With this 12 months, how many features you can do, you must
mm,
do. Is it clear?
okay. Makes sense. Yes. Yes. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, Durai, please ask your question.
Yeah, Ahmed, you answered my the question which I supposed to ask in the last. So I was thought of asking the prioritization. So how in the
Okay.
product backlog, how the activity getting prioritized. So you as you mentioned, we'll see in the later session. Then another question I was uh, in during the sprint planning. So the team is planning for some activities taking assuming that the activity will take 5 hours. Then who is monitoring? It's taking 5 hours or 8 hours, or they're under estimating the duration of the activity or overestimating. So who's going to monitor in this process?
The team. The team will monitor themselves. Okay. So
Okay.
we call this as self-organizing. When we say
Mm,
self-organizing, we really empower the team members. So let's say they feel that they overestimated. They need to discuss
mm,
about this in the retrospective. Or the PM, the Scrum Master should prompt people. Hey guys, you know what? We overestimated the features this time, or the task
duration.
this time. Can we talk
Mm,
about it? Why this happened? How can we avoid this in the future? So retrospective is
okay.
for that. Let's say sometime we will underestimate the features. The team members
Mm,
will learn from their mistakes and avoid them in the future. Okay.
okay.
We should never control or micromanage people in Scrum and
Mm,
Agile projects. But
mm,
in Predictive, we can do this. But in Agile, we need to offer freedom because we are doing knowledge-based work. Let's say you have a
mhm,
senior programmer and he's saying this task will take 20 hours to do. We should never
mhm,
challenge that person. That person may not
mhm,
feel good about it. You understand?
mhm. Okay.
Yeah, we heavily rely on people's ability to perform the work. So we should
Mm,
give them freedom, motivate them to do what is best for the team. And
mm,
if in case they are doing mistakes, they need to learn from their mistakes in the upcoming retrospective meeting. That's it.
okay. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, one more question here. For the sprint goal, you said that product owner finalize the sprint goal and it keeps on changing during the sprint based on like how much activities or how much task has been completed by the team, right?
Now, once the sprint starts, we should not change the sprint goal. We can decide the sprint goal for the upcoming sprints. Clear? For example, the team member started the sprint with assuming these 2 features will be done as their sprint goal. The product owner must not change these 2 features. You cannot change the in the middle of the project sprint. We cannot say, you know what, you drop a secure login, work on account summary. This is forbidden. We should not do this. Clear? Unless otherwise there is a very big situation. For example, the client told, I don't need this feature, delete it. Then we can change. This is a very unusual situation. 90%, 99%, once the sprint is started, the sprint goals must not change, because based on the sprint goal, the team members created the sprint backlog, and for the next 10 days, this is their plan. You can play with the remaining features. You can decide which feature should be set as the sprint goals for the upcoming sprint. But once a sprint is started, we must not change the sprint goals of the current sprint. Is it clear? Otherwise, people won't be able to finish the work.
Yeah, that I got it, but I'm just asking that I'm not saying ki addition of the work or replacing the work. Suppose we have two features. So one secure login we have completed, but the second feature we are not able to complete. The team is not able to complete. So
Okay.
that feature will going to get back to the product log for the second sprint,
Yeah, correct.
right? So in
Yeah,
that
correct.
case, my sprint goal has not been completed.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, we won't change or modify the sprint goal. Okay, only the product, only the items or the task which is not being done will move to that. And we won't
Yeah, correct.
represent those work to the as an increment. Okay, yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. We
Yeah.
start the work with some targets. We completed three. We wanted to complete three features. We did only two features. One feature is incomplete. No problem. We will move to the next sprint. That's it. Okay. We did our best. We couldn't complete. So we will move it to the next sprint. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, these are the main, key takeaways from the previous discussion. We have the product owner who's responsible for the product. This person should give the requirements, acceptance criteria for the features, and should give acceptance for the completed work by reviewing the completed work in the product demo meeting or the sprint review meeting, and should maintain the product backlog. So whatever we need to do related to the product, it's with the product owner. Then comes the Scrum Master. Scrum Master is a people leader. So we should keep the people motivated. We should coach them, mentor them. We should resolve their problems and concerns. We should work on team bonding, okay? Conflict management, coaching, training people, making them skilled enough to do the work, ensuring they have all the resources to do the work, and so on. Then comes a development team. So people who actually perform the work. Let's say if you're doing a software development project, the developer, unit tester, the integrator, system engineer, they all are the team members. Now, all these three set of people together should not exceed 9. So maximum you can have 9 people in your agile team. Are you clear? So this includes one PO, one Scrum Master, and 7 team members. This is the maximum number of people you can have in an agile team. Some people think that when we say maximum 9, this is about the team, development team. We can have 9 development team members, the tester, unit tester, the integrator, the developer, and so on, and one Scrum Master and one product manager, product owner. No, including the Scrum Master and the product owner and the team members, you cannot exceed more than 9. Are you clear? Yes, no, maybe? Please confirm me. Show me a thumbs up. So when you say agile team, this includes the Scrum Master, the product owner, and the development team. Now, can the same person be both? Can I have the product owner and the Scrum Master the same person? Is it permitted? Yes, no, maybe? Can the same person be the Scrum Master and the product owner? The answer is
No.
No.
no. No. Very good. Okay. They are different people, very important roles. Same person cannot perform both. Remember this. And we discussed about all these things: sprint execution, sprint is a time boxed event, sprint planning, daily stand-up meeting or daily scrum sprint execution. This begins after we, complete the sprint planning exercise. Sprint review, otherwise called as the sprint demo meeting, where people will present the completed work, demonstrate the completed work, and seek feedback. Retrospective is about continuous improvement. We learn from our mistakes and we avoid the same mistakes in the upcoming sprints. And we have something called product backlog grooming. So product backlog grooming is an activity conducted by the product owner. Team members will get involved. We will refine the items in the product backlog. Some items will be removed from the product backlog. New items will be added because we progressively elaborate. Some items will be split into more than one. We might feel like this item is so big, we will split it into more than one item. Okay, we'll learn more about product backlog grooming and product backlog inside the next module. All right. Then we know there are three important artifacts. The product backlog. This is the total all the features and functionalities we need to have in the final product. And sprint backlog is local to every sprint. The beginning of the sprint, the team members will create the sprint backlog and begin the execution. And the third artifact is the completed deliverables, the increments which are finished, the features and functionalities which are finished in every iteration. So these are the three important artifacts we have in Scrum. Now we're gonna play a small game. I hope you have downloaded the files I shared with you yesterday. Do you have the files with you? This one. Let me share the link again because we have some new joiners today. Can you please go to this link and download the files? Shipriya, you can do this. Others, please open this one, the Scrum Framework drag and drop.html. Please open this file. This one. Are you able to open it? Please download it and open this file. Can you open this file? Please confirm in the chat. Learners, yes, no, maybe. Please open quiz Scrum Framework drag and drop. Okay, yeah. Shipriya, are you able to download this file? Please confirm me.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So please complete this with a drag and drop exercise. You can drag and drop the options, and once you are done, click submit. Okay. For example, you want to replay the game, you can give refresh, and you can start from the scratch again. So once you are done, let me know. All right, great. You finished so soon. Wonderful. And share me your score. How many answers you got right? Yes, done. All done. Show me a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. Good. So let's solve this. Continuous improvement. This is what? Continuous improvement is what? This related to?
Retrospective.
Retrospective.
Very good. Super. Then output of sprint planning exercise. what we produce by conducting sprint planning?
Sprint backlog.
Very good. And total product scope can be found inside which document?
Product backlog.
Very good. Super. And output of product demo meeting?
Accepted deliverables.
Very good. Very good. There's also another possible outcome, that is feedback. Okay, improvements to be done to the completed work. Very good. Short meetings, 15 to 20 minutes
Daily
duration.
Scrum.
Daily Scrum.
Daily
Very
Scrum.
good. Very good. Time boxed activities.
The whole sprint.
Sprint.
Whole sprint. Very good.
Sprint.
Happens before the Scrum retrospective meeting.
Sprint review.
Sprint review.
Sprint
Very,
review.
very good. Activity performed by the team in the beginning of the sprint. Definitely.
Planning.
Sprint planning.
Sprint plan.
Great. Okay, now you are very thorough with the Scrum framework. All good, fine. Now this is the foundation. Okay, we will learn about all these things in depth. We have several slides for accepted deliverables, sprint planning, and then daily Scrum, retrospective, everything. We'll learn all these things in the future. So we use progressive elaboration here. When something is complex, we approach it using progressive elaboration. All right. Now, these are very easy to cover slides. We need to know about the attributes and roles of roles and responsibilities of key stakeholders. We're going to learn about the sponsor, team members, product owner, Scrum Master, and the PM. Okay, we'll start with the sponsor. So first, let's understand the attributes of a sponsor. A sponsor is a someone above the PM. You can call this person as the right. Common role in all kind of projects, and the responsibilities are the same in every kind of project, whether it's predictive or hybrid or agile. Every project must have a sponsor. Remember this. Above the PM, sometimes called as the manager of the PM. You might see this in the question. The PM reports to his manager, or his manager asking the PM to come up with a report. This means you're talking about the sponsor. Now, because the name, this person is named as a sponsor, doesn't mean that this person is an investor. Okay, the sponsor is also a salaried employee of the company, held an executive level position, a big shot inside the company, like the business unit head, vice president, general manager, country head, CEO, and etc. All right. End of the day, this person is also a salaried employee and shall have a lot of authorities and positional power, because whenever there is an escalation, or you need more money, or you want to change the project timelines and milestones, we need someone who has a lot of authority and power to say and help us to implement this. Like, I need more money. Then the sponsor will say to the finance controller, give the PM extra 0.5 million. The finance controller should accept this. So we need someone with a lot of positional power and authority. Okay, that person can be the sponsor. So can a team member be a sponsor? Is it possible for a team member to be a sponsor? Yes, no, maybe. What's your opinion? No, a team member cannot be a sponsor. No. Yeah, a sponsor is someone who should have a lot of authority and power. Normally, this person will have more power than the PM. Okay, act as an interface between the project and the top management. So if you want to interact with the top management, or if the top management people wants to know what's going on in the project, or they want to say, do this, do that, those things will come through the sponsor. So the sponsor is the interface between the team members and the project team, including the PM and the top management. Okay. Exceptions. Sometimes we will have more than one sponsor. This is a rare situation. In some projects, we will have more than one sponsor. This is a possibility. Second is, sometimes, rarely, this person could be outside your organization. For example, you do a project for an NGO. A sponsor could be a government official, or a politician. Okay. In India, we have MPs and MLAs, right? Or a minister. So in some projects, this person could be outside your organization. Are you clear? What are the attributes of sponsor? So these things will help you to solve some questions or identify, are we talking about a sponsor or someone else? Are you clear? Who can be a sponsor? Okay. Now, what and all is expected from a sponsor? First, communicate the vision, goals, and expectation to the team, because the vision of the project will come from the top. Why we are doing this project, what we need to accomplish, objectives and goals. Advocate for the project and the team. So this person will protect the team and the project manager. Let's say if a management is saying we need to terminate this project, the sponsor will defend us, protect us. Okay. Facilitate executive level decision. For example, you feel that we need to do this project much faster, or we need to invest more money to add extra features so that our product will be better than the competitor. You can go and talk to the sponsor. Sponsor can help us. Help secure resources, funds, budget, people. If the sponsor says the functional manager should provide the resources, the finance controller should provide the money, the program, the project, the procurement manager should help the PM to get the supplies to work for him. So all these things are about securing the resources. Okay. Keep project aligned to business objectives. We may not know how this project is going to help the organization achieving its targeted benefits like revenue. So we might make some stupid decisions, not okay decisions inside the project because we don't know the organization vision. Now the sponsor will act as a person who steer the direction. No, guys, we should not do this because if you do this, maybe you complete the work faster, you save some money, but it's not aligned with the organization strategy, goals, and objectives. Address issues outside the project team's authority. If you have a problem which is beyond the PM's ability and power and authority, we must go to the sponsor. We need to escalate the matter. Bring opportunities that arise within the project to senior management. Let's say you people created a way to do the work faster, a process improvement. Now the sponsor will take this to the top management. These people cleverly created a new process. This is amazing. I think we need to use this in other projects across the organization. Monitor project outcomes after closure to ensure intended business benefits are realized. Once the project is done, the product or service is done, produced, the job of the PM is over. Now the sponsor will work with the business analyst and they will pursue the targeted benefits. Yes, we created a product, but this product should be produced in mass quantity. We should sell this in the market. By doing so, we need to generate revenue. Only then we are actually realizing the benefits, targeted benefits of this project. Okay. So that's the job of the sponsor. Now let's talk about the project manager. We know pretty much everything about the project manager. So let's see the attributes of the project manager first. Grammar. If you have a project manager, what and all this person should fulfill? Knowledge of project management processes, methods, tools, and techniques. We should know how to do planning, the Scrum Framework, estimation techniques, risk qualification techniques. Yes, Dureraj, please. You have a question?
Yeah, Ahmed, the project sponsor is the PMO office head mostly, or he also become a sponsor, right?
Yeah. PMO head can be a sponsor. Senior program manager, portfolio head, they all can be sponsors.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anyone who has more authority and power than the project manager can be the sponsor. And the organization will nominate who should be the sponsor for this project. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. And a project manager should be a problem solver. So you will see many questions in the exam that will test whether we are able to solve problems. We will see a question type called solve type question. So we will be presented with a problem situation and we will be expected to take the next course of action to solve this problem. So we need to be a problem solver. conflict management. We need to bring the schedule on track. We need to control the expenses, minimize the quality issues. Should have excellent interpersonal skills. We deal with a lot of people, stakeholders, team members. Should be a manager as well as a leader. So we should deal with people as a leader using leadership skills. We need to deal with things using being a manager. For example, you want to ensure material availability, procuring some equipments. We need to be a manager. Measuring performance, resource utilization. When it comes to dealing with people, we need to be a leader. Okay, we need to use our emotional intelligence. We need to use our relational power to manage people. Connection. Okay, people should respect you, like you. We need to inspire them. We need to persuade them to do certain things. So that's about leadership. So we need to be both manager as a leader, as also a leader. Change catalyst. We should not resist change. We should help organization in deploying change. We should have this agile mindset. Reduce overall risk exposure of the project. We should know how to bring down the project risks and keep the overall project risk exposure minimal so that the chances of project completion is greater. Every project should have a project manager. This is must. Okay. In most cases, in a full-time role and rarely in a part-time role. We will learn about different types of organizations, balance matrix organization, projectized organization, functional organization in the future. And most of the organization types, you will have project managers in full-time role. In some organization types, for example, functional, we will have PMs in part-time role. Someone who is doing another activity will also do the project manager role. This is very uncommon, but for the exam, unless otherwise it is specified, we need to believe that here we have a dedicated project manager. There is only one project manager, and this person is dedicated for this role. In Agile, the PM is also called as a Scrum Master, Agile Coach, Team Leader. So in case if you see terms like Team Leader or Agile Coach in the question, don't wonder who this person. It's us. Are you clear? So Scrum Master, PM, Agile Coach, Team Leader, they all are same. Yes, no, maybe confirm in the chat. Sometimes you see this in the option. You will search for PM, but you won't find the PM in the option. You might see Agile Coach. Pick that. Okay. Perfect. Great. Now, this is an important slide because we should know how the roles and responsibilities of a PM is different in Predictive and Agile. In Predictive, we have so much of work. In Agile, our work is shared with the PO. PO will take some of our work and perform those activities. First, let's see in Predictive what and all we do. We do everything. We are responsible for stakeholder engagement and communication. We need to define the scope and collect the requirements. We need to schedule and allocate resources. But in Predictive, these two are with the PO. And this will be done by the PO. Okay, you don't have to do this. Form and control the budget. Again, this will be done by the PO in Agile, but in Predictive, you do, budget preparation and controlling the expenses. And we also need to do change management in Predictive, but in Agile, it will be done by the PO. So most of the work we do in Predictive are done by the PO in Agile. Okay. And we are responsible for team performance. This is common in both Predictive and Agile. We are responsible for project key performance indicators. We call them as KPIs like productivity, quality, resource utilization. So this is common in both Predictive and Agile. We need to do this. Lead risk management and issue management. Again, this is it's on us in both Predictive and Agile. We'll learn a lot about risk management and issue management. Risk management is about forecasting what and all can go wrong in the future and taking the precautions to prevent them from occurring, like wearing a helmet or taking a medical insurance. Issue management is about once a problem, when we encounter a problem, we fix them. Okay. So it's with us. And we are responsible for issue management, risk management in Agile as well. Escalate project risk and issues if needed. When you see a big problem or issue and you know that this is beyond my power and authority, abilities, I need to escalate. You must escalate. Work with the procurement team in vendor selection process. This is also a job. Give approval for the completed work of the suppliers and vendors. Let's say one of your vendor is working with you, partnering with you. Whatever deliverables your vendor or supplier finishes, we need to give, verify and say this work is good. Okay, that's with us. Knowledge management and skill development. We need to work on KT, knowledge transfer, and trainings. We need to train people and work on their skill development. We are responsible for project closure. So, in summary, everything is on the PM in Predictive. Clear? In Agile, the work is not that complicated, it's very simple. Helps everyone involved understand and embrace the Scrum values, principles, and practices. For example, let's say your team members are not conducting daily stand-up meeting. What should you know? What should you do? Your team members are not conducting daily stand-up meeting. Sometimes they're skipping this meeting. What should you do?
We should coach them about the importance of those meetings.
Perfect. You cannot just ignore this, right? We should tell them why this is important, how it's going to benefit, educate them. Okay. So we need to ensure whether people are following the Scrum practices. For example, in the retrospective meeting, people are not talking about mistakes they did. We should encourage people to speak. Okay. Work on team building. That's very important. Setting up a collaborative work environment. It's also very important. We need to make people to collaborate, interact, help each other, learn from each other. Facilitate various project meetings and events. So for example, you will be there in the sprint planning. You won't tell people what should be the duration for a task or how many tasks we're going to have to complete the feature. We don't talk about this, but we need to help people. We need to be a facilitator. We need to ensure that things are happening, people are engaging, contributing. Help team members in addressing impediments. When people report issues, concerns, you cannot say go and solve it on your own. We won't do that. We should not do that. So when people come to you, let's say, Ahmed, I don't have enough time to do this work, or I need extra software license to perform this test. We need to help people. So people should come to you for their to find solution for their problems and concerns. You should offer them the support, help them solve their problems and issues. Okay. Act as a servant leader. We need to take care of people, their well-being, their growth, their motivation, and people will take care of the project. We'll talk about servant leadership after the break. Okay. And last thing is, never use power and control over people. Command and control should be 100% avoided in managing people. We should always use our interpersonal skills, our leadership skills, and emotional intelligence to manage people. Assist in conflict management. When people have conflicts, we need to resolve conflicts for them. Measure and report project and team performance. So these are with us. So primarily in Agile, the PM role, the Scrum Master role is more about dealing with people. The PO is responsible for the product and budget. The PM, the Scrum Master, responsible for people, their well-being, teamwork, motivation, skill development, anything related to people. Are you clear? So this is an important slide. For example, you might see a question. The budget it's in preparation. Now we are following Agile project. Who is responsible for this? Don't pick the PM because this project is following Agile, and so PM is not responsible for budget preparation. It's the PO. Are you clear? Now we'll take a break, and after the break, we'll talk about the PO and the team members, and then we'll do a small quiz. Okay, a question, and I will share you a form with some questions, true or false type questions, multiple right answer type questions. We will do this exercise after the break. Is everything okay so far? Any doubts, any questions? Please confirm me. All good, fine. Shall we take a break now? Good. Are you with me? Fine. Great. Okay. Now let's take a break now. I will start the timer. So we'll take 15 minutes break now, and we will meet after 15 minutes. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the break. I will be on mute during this time. Hello, everyone. Welcome back after the break. Can you hear me, see me? Can you please confirm? Perfect. Okay. So let's continue the discussion. There's a query from Shilpa. Yes, PM in Agile is responsible for people and their performance, also responsible for managing risk issue and responsible for resource management, but budget is with the PO. Except budget, remaining all with the product scope, requirements, and budget. These three things are with the PO in Agile. Okay. Now let's talk more about the PO. A product owner role is only applicable for Agile. Remember this. Okay, we won't have this role in any other in Predictive. This is only applicable for Agile. Second, this person is 100% dedicated to a particular project. For example, you cannot have a person, PO, who is managing two projects. A product sponsor should manage only one project at a time. Are you clear? This is about ownership, and there's a lot of demand on this role. So this person should take care of a specific project at a given point in time. 100% dedicated. You cannot have a shared a PO as a shared resource. Clear? Then shall not perform work related to producing the deliverables. This is the job of the team members. The product owner will only maintain the product backlog and provide the acceptance criteria for the deliverables, provide review and provide acceptance for the completed work, work with the team to make them to understand about the product and its functionality, talk to the stakeholders, manage their expectation. But this person will not perform the project work like testing, development, coding. Those things will be only done by the team members. This person should have the product knowledge as well as business acumen. Technically sound about the product, sound knowledge about the product, plus this person should know business steps like how to create a business plan, benefit realization, revenue generation model, and so on. Primarily a person from, with a technical degree, maybe BTech or B, or MS, BS with MBA. So this person is an ideal candidate for this role. A product manager and PO cannot be the same person. So sometimes we assume that the same person be the PO, the Scrum Master, and the PO. No, it's not permitted. They cannot be the same person. They are peers, people with equal authority levels and powers. So they are like peers, not the same person cannot be both the project manager and the PO. Then we have, uh, some aspects about the product owner. This product owner is responsible for the product. The Scrum Master is responsible for the people, and the product owner is responsible for the product, its features and functionalities. Okay, so who has to provide? Who has to tell people these are your features and functionalities? I mean, these are the features and functionalities we're going to have in the final product. The product owner. Nobody else can decide what are the features and functionalities we're going to have in the final product. Of course, the product owner will go and do the research work, conduct a survey, talk to people. Based on those things, the product owner will decide these are the functionalities and features should be there in the final product. But the decision will be made by the product owner. And the product owner is responsible for benefit realization, like revenue generation. Once the product is done, we will produce this product in huge volumes and sell this to the customer and generate revenue. The product owner will work with the operations team and the sponsor for benefit realization. And sometimes we call this person as the proxy of the customer or business analyst. They all are same. You might see in the question or in the options, um, we are talking about the customer, or the customer is not okay during the review, or the proxy of the customer, or the business analyst. All these terms are synonymous to product owner. Are you clear with those attributes? Yes, no, maybe. Show me thumbs up. Good, clear.
Yeah,
Is it clear?
here the product owner taking lot of responsibility for the whole project success, right? Accountability, I can say.
Yeah.
And the Scrum Master having only the arranging the meeting and facilitating the team to do the activities done. So it's mostly arranging the tool or removing some backlogs. Here I can see the product owners having having the upper hand to the delivery of the project than the Scrum Master.
Yeah. So this is the general opinion about the Scrum Master, but managing people is the difficult task. It's very difficult.
Yeah,
because
that's right. But when you see as a project or a business perspective, the one who is delivering the project is the product owner here in the Agile. So if end of the day, if the projects become success or failure, who will take the accountability? The product owner or a Scrum Master? Come on.
it's a collective responsibility. The sponsor, the product owner, Scrum Master, all three are responsible for this, the project success. Okay.
Okay.
Now, many people think that Scrum Master role is not that powerful as the product owner role. Maybe based on the attributes, yes. But if your people are not working well, they are not motivated, there's no team bonding, team performance, they are not skilled enough, then most likely your project will fail. So managing people is the most difficult thing. And especially when you do a project with knowledge based work, let's say you're developing a software or doing a research work or conducting a marketing campaign, people are crucial. You don't have the right people, most likely we will fail in the project. And if they are not performing well, we will fail in the project. Conflicts will happen and attrition will happen. All those things are on the Scrum Master. And moreover, Scrum Master can do project work. Unlike the product owner, Scrum Master can also perform the project work like doing testing, verification, integration, code reviews, and so on. Are you clear? So, Scrum Master role is a very important role. It's equally as important as the product owner role. Okay, maybe on a high level it gives that impression, but Scrum Master role and product owner role are of same weightage. Okay, importance, equal importance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
Shilpa. Yeah, you have a question?
Okay, yes, I do have a question here. In predictive, the project closure is up to the PM, right?
Yeah,
Because
correct.
PM is doing everything. But in
Yeah.
Agile, who has this? Who leads the project closure, the PM or the product owner?
Normally it's with the PO, the product owner. So the product
Okay.
owner should say all the features are done and it's time to close the project. So it's with the PO. Yeah.
Okay, and one more thing here. You said that the product owner produces the product backlog. So product refinement, the product backlog refinement is also done by product owner.
Led by the product owner, but the product owner will involve the team members and other stakeholders to provide the input. For example, to refine an item to understand its complexity level, product owner may not know everything. So the people who are going to perform the work should educate the product owner about it. So product backlog grooming exercise is a teamwork, but who will lead this discussion? Who will make the final call or decide on things? The product owner. Clear?
Okay, so in one project, can we have two products?
Two products?
Yeah, the two
No.
product development.
Only one product. One product backlog, one project team. That's it. And
And
one
one
product
product
owner.
owner.
One
Okay,
product owner. Yeah.
okay, thank you.
You're
But
welcome.
multiple teams,
Multiple teams means
like the
multiple
development
product
team.
backlog can be there. And for every team, there will be a separate product owner and a separate product backlog.
Okay, so if we are creating one product and under that product, we have multiple teams, like multiple development teams. So for
Yeah,
multiple development teams, we have multiple Scrum Masters and we have multiple product owners and we have multiple product backlogs.
correct. So we, sometimes we'll have a mega project. And what we do, first we create the main product backlog, and then we will split it into many small product backlogs. To implement every product backlog, items in every product backlog, we will form a separate Scrum team. Okay. So in every Scrum team, we will have a separate PO, a Scrum Master, and a team. And we call this setup as Scrum of Scrums. We call this a Scrum of Scrum approach. Are you clear?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So what
Uh,
about the product goal?
Product goal is, so for every project, Scrum project, completing all the items in the product, their respective product backlog is the product goal. And for the Scrum of Scrum, completing all the items in the main product backlog is the goal. Okay. For the Scrum of Scrum. At the
Okay,
lowest level, every Scrum
so for
team.
the main it's product goal, and for the multiple Scrum teams, they have their own product goal.
Exactly.
Derived from the main product goal.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Thank you. Shabir, you were waiting for a long time. Sorry. Yes, please ask your question.
No problem. I got some answer from Silpa's question. So what I wanted to, two things I wanted to confirm. So in that Agile will not have a program manager, right? Only product owner will be there.
A program manager will be above the Scrum team. Whether it is Agile or Predictive, we will maintain programs. A program is a collection of similar projects, and we manage a similar project as a group. We have some benefits. We can share the infrastructure, resources, people. You can reuse the artifacts. So, irrespective of Predictive and Agile, we will have programs. And program manager is above the PO and the Scrum Master. We'll learn more about program management, portfolio management inside the business domain in the future. Okay. Yeah. Is it clear, Shabir? Good. Okay. Yes, Amit, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ahmad, just a quick question. So, there is no hierarchy difference between the product owner and the project manager in Agile, right? So we cannot
No, yeah,
weigh so who is kind of on top of other. So it's kind of equally balanced,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Peers. They are
Okay, okay.
peers. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
Equal, at least according to the Scrum framework and for the PMP exam, this is the case. Maybe in some organizations this could differ, but for the PMP exam, Scrum Master, PO or PS, they have equal power and authority level. Yeah, super. Okay. Now, what and all the PO will do, this is very important. First, the PO will prepare and maintain the product backlog. That's the first thing. And the product backlog items will be prioritized just to make sure that we finish important features and functionalities in the initial stage of the project. Clear? For example, if you are doing a website for online banking, features like money transfer are crucial compared to mobile notification. And mobile notification features are important than raising a support ticket. Do you agree with me? Yes, no, maybe. So we need to complete all heavyweight items as early as possible. What if we do not have time or money later? We cannot compromise on money transfer feature or download bank statement, right? That would be very bad. And moreover, client will be very happy to see important features. If you first provide the client uh, a provision to support, raise a support ticket, now this may not impress the client. We are talking about online banking, so we must first provide a provision to download the bank statement or check the balance or doing the money transfer, adding the payee and so on. So prioritizing items in the product backlog is the job of the product owner. High value items will be in the top of the product backlog, followed by medium value items, then low value items. He or she will express the voice of the customer. This person represent the customer, end user, the client. So whatever the client, the end user expect us to do will reach us through the product owner. Okay. Provide the product requirements. If you want to know about the product requirements, we should always go to the product owner. The product owner will go and search the requirements from different sources, from a government agency or from the client or end users. That's the job of the product owner. But as a team members, if you want to implement a feature, who is responsible to provide us the requirement? The product owner. The product owner is also responsible for stakeholder engagement. In Predictive, stakeholder engagement is with the project manager. In Agile, stakeholder engagement is with the product owner. Also, the product owner prepare the budget and do the cost control, expenses and monitor the expenses against the budget. In Predictive, it's with the PO. I mean, it's with the it's with the project manager. Sure, sure. Sure, Shabir, I will do it. Okay, thanks for the feedback. And let's say you're setting up a manufacturing line, a production line. What we do, we need first to prepare the budget. So our project is about setting up a production line. Now, to set up a production line, we need to build the facility, purchase the equipments, production machineries, and install them, and then set up the production line and check whether the production line is able to produce the required achieve the production targets. All right. Now we need to prepare the budget and how much money we need to set up the facility, and are we buying the equipments for this money, and are we exceeding the budgeted amount for procuring those equipments. That will be with the product owner if we are doing an agile project. Okay. Also, the product owner will provide the acceptance criteria. So if you say this work is done, we need to fulfill some criteria. We call them as definition of done. If you want to declare something is done, then that item should fulfill definition of done. So it's a document, it's a checklist we maintain in agile projects, only in agile projects. Inside this document, we will have all the criteria that need to be fulfilled by the deliverables. Okay, we will talk more about definition of done in the future. And the product owner is the one who has to provide acceptance for the completed work in the product demo meeting. let's say there are 4 people in the product demo meeting or the sprint review meeting. This is the PO. Here we have the sponsor. Here we have the some subject matter experts, and then you have the PMO head. Um, the team members presented a feature. The other 3 stakeholders are not okay with the feature, but the PO says this is fine. Can we say this work is done or not done? Out of those 4 people, 3 people are saying we are not okay with this work, and the PO is saying it is done. So tell me whether this work is done or not done.
It is considered as done because PO has the authority.
Very good. If the PO says it's done, it's done. Let's say these 3 people are saying the work is done. The PO is saying it's not done. This means the work is not done. Are you clear? It's not co-sign off. Only PO will decide whether the work is done or not done. Well, of course, we need to check with these people why they are not okay. But according to the Scrum Framework, the PO can say, PO is the only person who can say whether work is done or not done. Okay. Without the acceptance of the PO, a feature cannot be declared as done. Remember this. And this person is solely responsible for maintaining the scope, what and all features and functionalities we need to do, and the requirements. Plus, if you want to change the scope and requirements in the future, it's on the PO. So we don't follow change management procedure in Agile. We just let the PO to do all these things. If the PO believes this item is not needed, it will be removed. The PO doesn't have to go and get approval from so many people. If a new feature needs to be added to the product backlog, it will be done at will. So it's all with the PO because we need to be very flexible. Let's say we need to write a change request and it should be approved by so many people and then reviewed and then implemented. This is a very long process and this will affect the flexibility part. In Agile, we should be very flexible when it comes to incorporating changes. So we give full authority to the PO to say what we need to do, what should be there in the product backlog, which item need to be modified, removed. This person will take the call. That's why this role is very crucial. And no, the PO doesn't have to take anyone's approval to make these changes. Okay. And the PO will set the sprint goals. So you remember, guys, we need to work on these 2 features. Then the team members will prepare the iteration backlog. So who will define or declare the sprint goals? The product owner. Okay. And the product owner is responsible for project economics, anything related to money, budget preparation, cost control, value realization, benefit realization. Everything is with the PO. If someone wants to know what is the return of investment expected from this project, they will go and ask the PO, not the Scrum Master. To change the iteration goals and iteration cancellation, rarely we will modify the iteration goals in the middle of the iteration. This is a very rare situation. Sometimes, let's say you are working on the 3 features. In the middle of the sprint, the PO will discover that the client is saying, we don't want this feature. So if this feature is not needed, then there's no point of doing it, right? Client will not pay for this. So what the PO will do? The PO will pull another feature from the product backlog, maybe a small feature, and ask the people to give up on feature number 2 and work on feature number 3. Or maybe nothing additional will be provided, just this item will be cancelled. Guys, whatever task you are performing related to feature number 2, please discard them because client is saying they don't need this feature. Rarely this kind of things will happen, but when that happens, PO should say, let's modify the sprint goal. Sometimes all the features team members are working on might become invalid. This is a very rare situation. In that case also, the PO will say, let's cancel the sprint. So we are 5 days into the sprint. No problem. We will cancel the sprint. 5 days are total waste. The client is saying all the 3 features are invalid or not needed. So let's begin a new sprint. But if the customer is doing this very often, we will charge back the customer. This is a very rare situation. But when there's a need for terminating the sprint or changing the sprint goal in the middle of the sprint. It's possible, but the approval should come from the PO. Only the PO can say we're gonna cancel the sprint or modify the sprint goal. Are you clear? What are the roles of the PO? Very important for the exam. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, yes, I have a question.
Yeah. Suppose we have 3 features and 2 features has been rejected by the customer that they don't need it anymore, and the third feature which is being completed. So we'll take that third feature as an increment and we'll, have a discussion in the sprint review, or we just cancel the whole sprint and we make that third feature into the next sprint and will integrate into the other features like fourth and fifth features will integrate with along with it. So it's just like we just complete or cancel the complete sprint one which has one feature completion.
We won't cancel the whole sprint. We'll cancel the remaining 2 features, remove them, and bring some new features into the sprint. For example, we are done with the first 3 days of the sprint. We have 7 more days in that particular sprint. Now, people may not need 7 days to complete one feature, so they have some bandwidth. Maybe we pick another feature from the product backlog and
But that
assign
should
that
be
as a sprint goal.
but that should what you say the but that should be under that 640 hours.
That should be under the 640 hours. That's what. So you have only one feature now left out. We have 7 more days. Now people think that we have so much of bandwidth. Um, let's say we are done with 3 days. We have left out with approximately 350 hours of bandwidth. To complete this one feature, we might need hardly another 100 hours. So we are left out with 250 hours. So can we do one more feature? If so, team members will take 1 or 2 features. Are you clear? So
Yeah.
the point is, resource cost is very high. Per hour, you might pay $100 or $80 per person. So if they are not fully utilized, you're going to waste time. Let's say all the 3 features become invalid. We will cancel the sprint and begin a new sprint. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Ahmad, when they pull in again 2 of the items from the product backlog, when the one, as Shilpa said, like if 2 of them got cancelled and we have to pull in two, let's say we are pulling in 2 of them from the product backlog. So we again need this sprint planning and all these things, right? So again,
Definitely.
the time is again consumed. Like we have to plan it and do it again. So will that exceed this time frame, or like we have to be in this time frame only? Like
Within the time frame. Yeah, sprint is a time box. We cannot change that. So there's no mandate like you need to do 2 features more. Maybe you can do one more small feature. That's also fine. Maybe even if you cannot do that, let's say we discovered that out of 3 features, 2 features are not needed on 7th day of the sprint. Now you won't be able to accommodate 2 new features, so you can just stay with that one feature and complete it. If we can do only one more feature, we can do that. If we can do 2 more features, we can do that. So we will never exceed this bandwidth. Let's say you have 5 people, they can work for 10 days per week, 10 days per iteration, and 8 hours per day. That's the total amount of bandwidth we have. We will never do or accept work beyond that bandwidth. Is it clear?
okay.
Yeah. All right.
The accepted features in the sprint demo will be noted in the definition of them. Am I right? Or wrong?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Perfect. Any other question? Any other doubt? Okay. Now let's talk about yes, Hari. Yeah, please.
Yeah, could you go to the previous slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, regarding change management.
Yeah.
So solely responsible for scope and requirements related change management. Usually change management is initiated from the customer, right?
Yeah, correct.
And like what other type of change request or change order would be there? Is there any scenario where someone else is responsible for a different change management activity besides?
Yeah. So normally we make changes to the um, only to the scope and requirements in Agile because we cannot make changes to the plan. The reason is
Yeah.
we won't have a plan at all. We will make just enough planning. So an iterational planning is only meant for next 10 days. Do you agree? And the team members will make required changes to the plan based on the daily stand-up meeting. So the PO is fully responsible, only responsible for managing changes to the scope and requirements. Client will say the PO might do some research survey and identify some new requirements and add them to the requirements document. Or the team members will, perform some work and say there are some complexities or unknowns we need to address them. Based on their input, the PO will go and update the requirements and scope. So the PO will receive the triggers from multiple sources, but he or she is the one who has to accept whether this is needed or say no, it's not required. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You're welcome. Now, when it comes to team, what are the attributes of the team? Cross-functional. This means all the skills needed to perform the work should be there in the team. For example, you are doing a manufacturing project. You need people who can, deploy machines, equipments. You need people who can design the production process. You need people who can audit the process and say the quality of the processes are good. We need people to prove out the equipment and the production rate. So this is the job of the team. So when you say we are having a cross-functional team, this means we have all sort of people needed to perform the work. If it's a software development, the developer, designer, UI designer, integrator, code reviewer, system tester, everybody should be there in the team. Remember this. That's about a cross-functional team. The team should be fully capable of doing all sort of work we expect to have in the project. Second, they're responsible for doing the work. Uh, Normally, the Scrum Master, the PM, the PO, they don't produce the deliverables. Who has to do the coding, designing, machine installation, PPAP run? If in production we do something called PPAP run, production process, production, part approval process. So all these things are with the team members. So they will perform the work. They are the ones who will create the deliverables. Okay, and they're also responsible for implementing issue workarounds and risk responses. For example, we did some testing, we found some defects. Now we need to fix these defects. Do you agree? Now defect fixes with the team members. All right. And a team should have both generalist and specialist. You know who is a generalist? Who's a
Jack of all
generalist?
trades.
Yeah, very good. Any other answer? Who's a generalist? A person who can do more than one kind of work. Clear? That person is called as a generalist. Yes, no, maybe. So, for example, you have
Yes.
yeah, okay. You have a production team. You have someone who knows how to set up the equipments. Also have idea about the production process. Also know how to create a FMEA for the production line, right? Potential failure mode effect analysis document. If you take a software development project, you have a tester who can also do testing. Development. You have a developer who can also do system engineering. Now, this is a very good situation. Let's say during a construction project, you have a electrician, and you have only one electrician in your project, and this person is not well, unfortunately, and went on leave. Okay, for next 10 days, your project will be affected or not? Yes, indeed. But what if you have a plumber who can do some amount of electrical work, and you have an electrician who can do some amount of plumbing work, and you have a painter who can do both electrical and plumbing work? You can manage the show, isn't it? So it's always good to have some people in the team who can do more than one kind of work. Yes, no, maybe. What's your opinion? Right? Then we have a specialist. Yeah, multi skill, exactly. Then we have a specialist. A specialist is a person who is an expert in something. All right. For example, I'm a generalist. I develop website for my business. I do video editing work. I conduct trainings. So I do multiple things. Okay. But when it comes to auditing, compliance, I go to my auditor because it's not my cup of tea. Do you agree with me? So you got a call. Recently, I got a call from the GST department. You won't be able to manage them. Okay. Because I don't have the expertise. But when I ask my auditor to deal with this, he will make them to run for their money. He'll say, no, this is the law. We have court order. We won't do this. Period. I don't have this expertise and guts to deal with the GST people, tax people. So it's good to have both kind of people in your team. Do you agree with me? Some experts, also some generalists. Do you agree? Yes, no, maybe. So when you form a team, make sure a combination of both. Okay. Then foster diversity. For the PMP exam, you should always stay with this diversity. This means we all will always prefer team with people with different mindset, thought process, ideology, skills, nationality, gender. Let's say you're forming a team only with men. Is it acceptable? You don't have any female candidate team member in the team. Is it acceptable? Totally not acceptable. Okay. We need to promote diversity. We should never bias people, uh, discriminate people based on gender, nationality, age, or ethnic background. We should never do this. We need to always celebrate diversity. Equity, treat everyone fairly, irrespective of gender, age, nationality. And we need to exhibit an inclusive behavior. Okay. And should work as a unit in unison. People should focus on team well-being over their individual growth. So we need to form such a team. Adherence to the ground rules established by the team charter. In the team charter, we'll talk about a document called team charter in the future. We will capture all the expected or acceptable team behaviors inside this document. And the team members should follow this. For example, when there's a conflict, be polite, respect everyone's viewpoint, join meetings on time. So that's about ground rules. What is expected from the team members? So we need to document them inside this document. It's called team charter. And we always need to keep people working on shared commitment mode. As a team, we need to win. So let's take a cricket match. All the players will play for the team's success. Do you agree? If a batsman is playing for scoring more runs, bowler is focusing on taking more wickets, maybe they succeed in their individual mission. But how about the team success? They may or may not succeed. Do you agree with me? So people always should prioritize team success over their individual success. So we need to create such work environment. And when it comes to team, we always promote co-location. We need to make people to work in a shared workspace where they can see, meet each other, interact on daily basis. If you have a virtual team setup, distribute a team. People are sitting in different countries, always working from home. This may not promote team bonding. People won't learn about each other, and it won't promote team bonding. Okay, so we prefer co-located team. It's just a preference. If your team members are not available in the same country, then we need to accept that co-location is not possible. We need to go with virtual team setup. And there are some challenges and benefits with virtual team setup and how to overcome these challenges. We'll talk about these things in detail in the future. Also, there are many concepts related to co-location like caves and commons, osmotic communication, and you will see several questions based on these things in the exam. So, what are the roles of the team members? First, they need to perform the work. They are the doers. They need to do the work. Second, only in Agile, they are responsible for estimating, and only in Agile, they are responsible for task assignment. That is, who will do which task. And in Predictive, who is responsible for these two? Planning and estimation.
Project
Who is
manager.
Okay, any other answer? Very good. It's with the project manager. Okay. Project manager responsible for this. Because in Agile, we have self-organizing team. The team members are solely responsible for preparing the estimates, coming up with a plan, deciding who will work on which task. In Predictive, team members will do the estimation, but it will be finally reviewed and approved by the project manager. Remember this. And also in Agile, the team members are responsible for driving their own improvements. This means in the retrospective meeting, if they discover that they are not able to estimate the numbers precisely, accurately, they did overestimation, a lot of defects, they didn't understand the complexity of the work properly, they will find how they can avoid these mistakes in the future iteration and work on them. So we give complete autonomy. We give them the freedom, we trust them, they can do the estimations, they can do their planning, decide who is going to work on which task. They can drive their own improvement. We don't disturb them. And this is needed because in Agile, we are dealing with knowledge based work and team members' involvement is very crucial to complete them. Moreover, we are solving kind of a puzzle. We're doing work with less requirements, unknown things, many unknown things, and therefore team involvement is very important. So we need to give them freedom, keep them motivated, and promote self-organizing teams. Okay. And team members are expected to follow or adhere to all the established project management processes. Okay. Also, team members should manage conflicts on their own. If team member A and B has a problem, first they need to talk and solve the problem on their own. Maybe if they're not able to resolve the conflict, they can go to the PM for support, ask the PM to help them to resolve the problem, the conflict. But first, they need to try and find a way to solve the problem on their own. Also, they're responsible for knowledge sharing. Whatever you learn, you need to share with the other team member and learn from the other team member. Status reporting, the team member should tell the project manager about the work progress, how much percent of work they have completed, what tasks are completed, when they completed the task, and so on. Issue escalation, when there's a problem in the project, people should transparently tell the project manager and the stakeholders there's a problem here. They should not hide. Actively engage in team activities and participate in decision making. So you conduct team activities, people are not following, participating, then it's not good. Okay. Foster teamwork and cooperation. Every person has obligation to cooperate. Let's take this call. How cooperative you guys are. All right. When you two people are raising hands, one person is patiently waiting until the first learner is finished with all the questions. Even if that learner is having 3-4 questions, the other person is patiently waiting, right, for their turn. This is so important in a team setup. Otherwise, it won't work out. All right. Normally, people will exhibit this behavior if people are civilized, they have good soft skills. People will exhibit these behaviors. Maybe in the beginning of the career of people, people may not have this much amount of maturity. Sometimes things will get bad. Okay, people will start feeling certain things, emotional, personal. Then they will erupt, and that will make the situation kind of worse. Okay, and we are always there. We should always support them to you know facilitate, make people to always think about what is good for the team and focus on their soft skill development. So that's about the roles and responsibilities of their team members, sponsor, PO, okay, Scrum Master. I hope you are clear. I read all the required books and consolidated all the points you need to know in this last 6 slides. Are you clear? Have any doubts about the attributes and roles of the key stakeholders? Yes, no, maybe. You can solve several questions knowing this last 6 slides. Okay, you won't find this summary in one book in a particular page or in a chapter. Okay, now we have a question here. You have 1 minute time. Solve this question and provide your answer in the chat. Before selecting an option, you should eliminate all other options. This is mandatory for every question. Okay. When you solve a question, finding the right answer is important. Also, eliminating all other options, invalid options, is also equally important. Remember this. And chop chop, you need to solve every question within 75 seconds. That's the pace. 75 seconds. Okay. All right. Shall we solve this question? All good, fine. So I got answers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Geetika, may I know your answer? Okay. You need time? Okay, let's solve this question. For a recently awarded project, the Scrum Master is actively developing a strategy to ensure its successful completion, engaging with the PMO department and functional managers for necessary resources. The Scrum Master discovers that the product owner, Elizabeth, a talented individual and a close friend of the Scrum Master, is assigned to work simultaneously on another project for next 9 months. This revelation troubles the Scrum Master, and the potential reason for this concern could be okay. Now, um, this question is based on the fact that Scrum Master product owner cannot be a shared resource. Are you Did you solve this question knowing this fact or no? Can you have a PO as a shared resource? Yes, no, maybe. Okay.
No.
So yeah, no. And if you have solved this question knowing this, then you are using the right approach. These are called as seeds. I told you, right? There are like 425 seeds. One of the seed is PO cannot be a shared resource. Are you clear? Based on the seed, this question is framed. Is it clear? Yes, no, maybe. Now, whenever you solve a scenario based question, you need to find out this question is based on which seed. The moment you see that, find that, within a few seconds, you will solve this question. Okay. All right. If you don't see that, if you're not able to find that seed, then you will take a very long route to solve this question. Most likely, you won't be able to find the right answer. Now, if you see this option, this is against the Scrum way of working, indeed, because you cannot have a product owner as a shared resource. For 9 month duration, this person is going to work for 2 projects simultaneously. Okay, close friend, all these things are unnecessary information. This information is there to confuse us. Okay, so this is against the Scrum way of working. Let's see the other options. Share the product owner with another project will affect the project schedule. This might sound to be very fair, but actually this is not the real cause. Remember, always values, principles, established processes are above everything. Yeah, this could be one of the potential reason, but more than this, uh, this is against the law, the principles or values, or in this case, against the Scrum way of working. Let's see the other 2 options. Raising the concern through discussion will help the Scrum Master secure a dedicated project owner for this project. Now, this is a, avoid or prevent type question. This means we need to look back and analyze because of what this has occurred. That's it. We are not expected to solve the problem. Do you agree with me? We are just asked to tell what could be the potential reason for this. Do you agree with me? We are not expected to solve this problem. That is solve type question. Here we just need to do a retrospective and tell because of what this is not acceptable. So you can eliminate option C. That's about what you're going to do next. Then the Scrum Master and the product owner being friends might be plotting a scheme. This is kind of weird, right? So I hope no one selected this option. You can eliminate this option. So between these 2 options, we always need to go with principles, values, established processes, compliance, and so on. And therefore, this is more appropriate compared to this option. And so option A is the correct answer. Are you clear? Why A is correct? Yes, no, maybe. If you have selected C, probably you got convinced that we need to solve this problem. Naturally, that's how we behave. When you have a problem, we will solve it. Don't do that because this is a avoid or not type question, avoid or prevent type question. We need to just look back and understand because of what we have this problem. What could have been done to avoid the situation? That's it. Don't solve the problem. Good. Are you clear with this? Yes, no, maybe. You got some idea how to identify the seed. We'll solve more questions in the future. Okay. All right.
Understood.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna give you a quiz now. A quick quiz with few questions. Yeah. Yes. So here there's a link. It's a kind of a questionnaire. I have shared a link in the chat. Please open this link and tell me whether you're able to take this questionnaire. Okay. All right. Solve this questionnaire, and once you're done, let me know. Once you are done, please let me know. Let me know in the chat that you are done. Great. Five out of five. Very good. Fantastic. See, each one here is a seed. Can you relate it? Each one is a seed. Yes, no, maybe. I'm just trying you. I'm just helping you guys to, see these points again and again, and retaining these things in your mind. Okay. 5 out of 5. Fantastic. 5 out of 5. Perfect. Four is also a good score. Really good score. Yeah. These two questions are difficult because there are many correct answers, right? When you select many, maybe you would have picked out of 3 options, you would have picked 2 options correct. Would have missed 1. Still, you supposed to get some score for that. Okay. 5 out of 5 went fantastic. Okay. Multiple options was not working, really?
Yes,
Okay.
Ahmad, only we can select one answer.
For which one? In both the cases?
Yeah, all the cases, all the questions. Specifically for the third,
Oh,
which one
really?
not attributors one.
Last 2 questions, 4 and 5. Only one answer we can select.
Hmm.
That seemed to be valid. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that's correct,
Fourth,
right?
Okay.
fourth, maybe the
4 and
servant
5?
leader.
Really? Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Give me a moment. Sorry. Give me a moment. Okay. Can you please try this link? I'm sorry. I recently made a change because of this. I didn't set the correct question format. Instead of picking multiple response, I picked the radio button. Can you try now? Maybe just refresh the page. You should be able to do it now. Just refresh the page. Okay. It's check boxes. Perfect. So once you are done, let me know in the chat. Done? Okay, let's solve these questions. Learners, are you done? Okay. Product owner role exists in both predictive and agile. True or false? False. Yes?
False.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have this role in predictive. Scrum Master, team leader, project manager are same. True, isn't it?
True.
Yeah. Which one is not the attribute of a sponsor? Above the PM, sometimes called as a manager of the PM, it's true. Shall have a lot of authority and positional power, true. Salaried employee of the company, true. Execute project tasks and report task completion status to PM, no.
False.
Scrum, yeah, this is false, right? Every project should have a sponsor, that's also true. Salaried employee of the company and performing the project, yeah. So there's a repetition. Now, which are valid or true in agile projects? Self-organizing teams and PM uses directional leadership style. Directional
No.
is another name for command and control. Do you agree with me? We should follow self-organizing. We should not give direction to people. People will figure out things. Do you agree with me? Yes, no, maybe. That's not true about an agile way of doing projects. Scrum Master should follow servant leadership. True or false?
Yes, true.
Yeah, yeah. Team should have both generalist and specialist.
True.
True.
PO is part of the agile team.
Yeah, true.
Co-located teams are preferred.
True.
Yeah, because it promotes team bonding, right?
Yeah.
Difference between a Scrum Master and Agile, and from Agile and PM. Now there are some similarities as well. PM prepares and manages project budget, and Scrum Master does not. This is valid. Do you agree? That's a difference because
Mm.
Yes.
in Agile, PO does budget preparation. Both are responsible for team members' performance. This is the similarity. So don't
Similarity,
select this
yeah.
option. Yeah. Scope is defined by PM, and in Agile it is done by the PO. True or false?
That's the difference. True, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
this
true.
difference. Yeah, because in Agile the PO will maintain the product backlog. In Predictive, the PM is responsible for defining the project scope. PM responsible for stakeholder engagement, and Scrum Master is not.
True.
Is no?
Right. True.
Yeah, true. Because in Agile, the PO is responsible for stakeholder engagement.
Responsible for, yeah.
Yeah. Scrum Master should be a servant leader. PM uses command and control management style.
True.
Possible. Yeah, true.
True.
Okay. View score. Let's see my score. Yeah. Because I said these questions, I got all questions correct. Okay. No surprise. Great. Okay. So let's move forward. Now we are into the next topic. This is about the business documents, benefit management plan, and business case document. These are the two documents we will prepare before we begin a project. So this is the startup project. This is our project life cycle. Let's take a typical project, Predictive. First, we start the project, then we plan things, then we carry out the work execution, and we close a project. This is the standard approach. During startup project, we create a document called the project charter. Okay, but project charter cannot be created without any inputs. We use two documents. The first one is business case document. Another one is benefit management plan document. These are called business documents. Okay. And who will prepare these documents? The sponsor and the business analyst. Business analyst are the other name for the PO. Normally, we won't have the PO in Predictive. Instead, we have the business analyst. And once the project is initiated, the business analyst will not come into picture. Okay. The PO, PM, and the sponsor will work. So the BA role is similar to the PO role, but the business analyst will not do a lot of things inside the project once the project is initiated. The business analyst and the sponsor will prepare the business case and benefit management plan, and then the business case and benefit management plan will be reviewed by the key stakeholder, and the project will be initiated. And once the project is initiated, the sponsor will create the project charter and approve it. Then the PM will come into the picture to manage the project. In Predictive, in Agile, the PO will work with the sponsor and will help the PM through the project, work closely with the team members and the project manager through the project. So there are two documents, business document, business case document, and benefit management plan, usually prepared by the business analyst along with the sponsor. So don't tell PM will get involved. Before the business case is approved, there's no project, and so therefore there won't be any PM assigned. All right. Need assessments to start a project. So first we need to identify what shall we do, what kind of you want to build a product or service. First, we need to understand what problem or what opportunity we want to offer to the potential customers or end users. Could be a vaccine, could be a new automobile, it could be a software. We need to first identify this. Then the business analyst and the business analyst and sponsor will work on preparing the business case document. Business case document will have all the um, information to decide whether this project is okay or not okay, like cost benefit analysis, how much revenue this project will help us to achieve, and then whether this business is feasible, a project is feasible, whether it's in line with our organization strategy goals and objectives. For example, you are a construction company. Will you develop software? No, we won't do this, isn't it? So the same applies to other kinds of projects. So we need to, when you propose a project to your management will think, is it in line with our organization strategic goals or objectives? If they feel yes, indeed, then they will approve this. So after reviewing the business case, there are two possible outcomes: go, no go. Are you clear? Go, no go. Yes, no, maybe. No go means the sponsor and the business analyst should work on either improving the business case or come up with a new business case. Go means then the sponsor will go ahead and prepare the project charter, approves it, and formally initiate a project. Remember, before the project charter is approved, there's no project, and so there won't be a PM. So when we create the business case and benefit management plan, there won't be any PM assigned. Maybe people will know, okay, if this project is initiated, Geetika or Mohammed will become the project manager. So potentially they're gonna lead this project. And you may or may not work with the sponsor and the business analyst to prepare the business case and benefit management plan. But this is optional because we won't have the expertise to help the sponsor and the business analyst to prepare this. Yes, Shilpa, you are about to ask a question. Sorry.
Sorry, no, I'm not.
Okay, fine. All right. Now let's move forward. So when it comes to a business case document, I want to show you a sample now. Give me a moment. Whenever we talk about something, I will show you a sample document just to make you to relate and understand what we discuss. Yeah. So here we have a business case document, a simple one. So first we will have the title, the basic information, then the revision history. Sometimes after the first review, we might tend to make some changes to this document. So that information will be captured in this table. And you see, this is the context or the content table of content, executive summary, vision, strategic objectives, purpose of this business case, and then viable alternates, and budget, a project title, key outcomes and key performance indicators, what kind of resources we would need, project management framework, governance structure. This is about the development approaches and life cycle. So I have these documents in the Google Drive. You can go and refer to this template. So first we will declare the executive summary, then project vision, what this project will accomplish, how this project is aligned with organization strategy goals and objectives. For example, your company wants to become a a leader in accounting software development or automobile, electrical car division. Now, this project will help us to produce a car variant that is suitable for entry level market, electrical car for the entry level market. That way, this project is aligned with the organization's strategic goals and objectives. Are you clear? Your company wants to become a leader in electrical vehicles. Now, this project is going to produce a car, electrical car that is meant for entry level market. Um, you know, for a hatchback, and it's not that expensive. So we're gonna produce a car for people who want an electrical car, but they're not ready to spend a lot of money. Yeah. And business case, purpose of this business case, we want to convince the management to invest money to do this project, and economic and like how much investment we will make, how much revenue this project will generate, other problem statements, assumptions and constraints, viable alternatives we have in doing this, because there will be more than one way to do a project. We need to find out which is the most economical way to do a project. Okay. And key stakeholders, their expectations. And we have three options to do this project. Either we can outsource the work, we can do the work, some of the work by ourselves and outsource certain components, or we can do everything by ourselves. And summary of options by stakeholders, recommended options, project title, key outcomes and key performance, work plan, summary budget, key milestones, what governance framework we're going to use, how we're going to control, check things, review the deliverables completion, quality, risk assessment. Okay. This is a good sample document. So are you getting some idea about how a business case document will look like? If this is the first time you are seeing a business case document, this might help you to some extent. So you won't be asked any questions on what and all you will find inside the business case document. If you want to convince your management to invest money to begin a project, then they need some information, details. And you need to present all these things in a document, present it to them, and they will review so that now they can make the decision. Shall we do this project? Whether it's feasible, whether it's aligned with the strategic goals and objectives of the organization. Do we foresee a lot of risk? Can we fund this project and so on? Are you clear what is the business case document is about? Yes, no, maybe. Learners, please confirm me. Show me a thumbs up. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. Let me show you in another document. Yes, Shabir, please.
So business case, if you talk about if we want to win any contract with from any OEM, so in that case, business case will be different, like become a business proposal, like kind of thing.
Yeah. So first, when you are initiating a project based on an awarded contract, before we submit the bid, we need to create the business case document. So normally, when you want to win a contract, we need to first submit the proposal, right? Respond to the bid. And before we take part in the bidding process, we need to get approval from the management, isn't it? So we need to tell management this business opportunity is in line with our organization strategy goals and objectives. Let's say you are working for a construction company. There's a tender from the government side that you need to construct a highway for 500 kilometers length. Now you want to participate in this contest, this bidder conference, and submit a proposal. So for that, we need first prepare a business case document and tell how much money we can quote, how much profit we're gonna make in case if we win this project contract, and the summary budget, milestones, risks in doing this project. And once we get the approval from the management, we can submit the bid. Are you clear now how contracts and business case are connected? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, understood.
Yeah, okay, clear. So next one is the benefit management plan. Can you see here? Um, a benefit management plan is kind of a list full of what are the benefits we will achieve if we do this project. So it could be related to money, like return of investment, stock price might go high. Also, it can be other forms of values like brand value. If you, for example, sell this product in the market, we will become a recognized brand. From, for example, you are a pharma company. If you release a vaccine for COVID or something else, people might recognize your pharma, your company brand name. Okay, very well. It will become popular. So brand value, customer satisfaction, improvement in the customer satisfaction, complying to a regulatory norm or standard. For example, we want to become ISO 9001 2020 certified company, and improving safety, quality of your product, increasing the customer base. So these are some of the benefits we will target to achieve by doing a project. So for all the targeted benefits, we need to create a table like this. First, description of the benefit. We want to achieve profit. Okay. We want to make money. Yes, that's the first benefit. Who is accountable? Who will work on this? Normally, the sponsor and the business analyst will be responsible for achieving the targeted benefits, or the production team. Then actions. What actions we're going to take to achieve these benefits? Action plan. And how are we going to measure? If it is profit, yes, we will use return of investment. And if we're going to say return of investment, what is your target value? We need at least 230 percentage to 270 percentage ROI, return of investment. That's the target. Okay. And how we will confirm that we achieve this benefit? When we will review, periodically we need to review how much progress we made. So for every identified benefit, we will have a ID, we will have a ID, and then the description of the benefit, who is accountable. We also call this person as the benefit owner, and targeted value, action plan, metrics we're going to use to do the measurement, how we review and confirm whether we achieve the benefits or not. So you repeat this table for all the benefits we plan to target to achieve by doing this project. This one for ROI, profit, the next one for brand value, another one for customer satisfaction, another one for increasing the customer base. Are you clear what is meant by benefit management plan? Yes, no, maybe. So if someone asks you, what are the benefits you guys going to achieve by doing this project? We need to refer to this document. Is it clear? Yes, Shilpa, please.
For the not about the benefit management plan, it's the business case. For the bidding and all, you said that for the business proposal and for the business case. For the bidding, when we do bidding, so do we tell them that what are the suppliers and the vendors and all we have in that? No.
No, we don't do that.
Okay. And okay.
Yeah, you need to be absolutely transparent with your management, but not with the customer, because we are not, expected to reveal everything. Do you agree? Once we are awarded with the contract, we share certain things. For example, if a client asks you how much profit you're going to make, will we tell that to the client? Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Not, right? So that's about what information we will share, what information we won't share. If they ask us for some confidential details, like give me your design, no, we won't give. You get the module, but we won't share you the design, the source code. This is forbidden. Because what if you create this, use this code and create your own product? We won't do that. So it's up to us. And whatever information we have in the business case, we should not share that with the client. So business case and benefit management plan are local to your organization. Okay, your managers, your leaders can see and understand things and make decision, but they are not meant for the client. All right.
Ahmed, sorry to ask, like,
Yeah, please.
who is who is going to give you the green or red flag for this document? Like, let's say, okay, we are gonna do this. So who is the sole authority to take that decision?
Steering committee.
Oh, okay.
So we call them as steering committee. They are above the sponsor. So normally your CEO maybe, okay, or your vice president or president, PMO head. It depends on the organization. Bunch of high profile people who are in the decision making position. Because think about initiating a project. You might invest millions of dollars, right? This is hard earned money, or maybe many investors are convinced to invest money in your company to initiate projects. So these people will be very concerned about, are we putting the money in the right basket? So people who has that kind of uh, who hold such positions should be should be reviewing the business case. All right. So people will be who are above the sponsor, will top management will review the proposal and approve the project. Is it clear? Portfolio managers.
Okay, so will this be reviewed together with the with the business analyst, or I mean, together with the CEO?
Not necessarily in every case CEO. If it's a small company, as CEO. If it's a very big project, as CEO will get involved. But in some cases, location head or vice president or the PMO head, they are sufficient. Are you clear?
Okay.
It's not that every case CEO must get involved. But depends. For example, let's say L&T did many big projects for India. For example, Tata Construction, they did uh, constructed the new parliament for us, right? Now, most likely the CEO of the company would have get involved in the review. Do you agree with me, Snow? Maybe because it's a strategically important project. Tata project might do another construction, might do another project that is in that they may not need a CEO get involved. So it's based on how much stake we have in a particular project. So based on that, high profile people, more high profile people will get involved. Yeah, you understand? Right. So that's
Okay,
about the
there's one
business.
more.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's one more thing. Okay, if the government and the people are like involved, like CEO and the government officials, so might be we won't tell them like how much budget and all those things we're gonna, I mean, apply, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if we are constructing a bridge, so this much we are gonna apply on the concrete, and this much we amount of money we're gonna apply on the other product.
Yeah.
We are not going to tell them. But if there's a small project, small company project, so that company will definitely ask, right? I want the good quality, and they say ki, okay, we are providing you the good quality, but yes. And if what if they'll ask for the like what you say, the breakdown of the budget, ki how much you're gonna use on the resources, on the license, on the software licenses, or on the maintainers, or on the resources.
Yeah.
So do we give this also in this business case, or it's in different document?
Okay. So first thing is when we review the business case, we don't get the customers or the government people involved. This is only people who are inside the organization will review this. Okay. Now, when it comes to signing a contract, that time the with whom you do the business, they might ask you the details. Now, it depends on what kind of contract we are signing. There are two types of contracts: fixed price contract, firm fixed price contract, and second one is cost reimbursable type contract. When you're signing for cost reimbursable type contract, we are obligated to share all the details, the split up. How much money we're going to spend on resources, equipment, infrastructure, travel, transportation, everything should be furnished. If you are signing for fixed price contract, we don't have to reveal these details. So we'll cover both fixed price contract, cost reimbursable type contract. There are multiple variants inside these contracts. There are also other contract types. We will cover all of them inside resource management chapter. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. So business case benefit management plan is local to your company. We won't share this with the client or customer or government officials. Okay. All right. So with this, we are done with today's discussion. We will continue from here in the next class. We will talk about the project charter. We will initiate the project charter after the business case document is approved. The project sponsor will do this, and once the project charter is approved, the PM will take over the project. So we will do all this discussion in the upcoming class. And please let me know if you have any questions or doubt from today's discussion. Any doubts? Any questions?
Might be I'll ping you tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Tomorrow I have one PSM 1 test exam.
Okay.
Tomorrow I have.
Okay,
So
great.
yeah, so after that I'll start studying these things also.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll come up with few queries
Sure,
specifically for
sure.
the I guess specifically for the roles and responsibilities.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I will also share you what you can do for the weekend, for the upcoming, not weekend, the upcoming days before we meet for the next session. You can do some, assignments to solidify your understanding of what we covered in the last two classes. Go to the study plan. Give me a moment, please. This is for everyone. So please go to the study plan. If you go to the Google Drive, you will find a document called study plan, PMP study plan. Open this document and you see foundation. Can you see this one? Foundation. Yes, no, maybe. This
Yes.
topic. Yeah. So here we have the list of topics we are working on now. We completed many major topics inside foundation, and I request you to read this blog, item number 19. I will share this link with you here. So please read this blog. This is a very, very useful blog. It will help you to learn so many things about development approaches. Whatever we covered in the class, it's there inside this blog. Why I wrote this blog? Because the PMBOK guide does not have a lot of clarity on development approaches and life cycle. So there is a book called Hybrid Project Management, written by a person named Robert Wisowski. This is a very difficult book to read, but it's a recommended book by it's a book recommended by PMI for the PMP exam preparation. Read this book, wrote this article, and I have also added all the infographics needed to make you to easily grasp the concepts. So please go and read this blog. Will you do this? This is one of your assignment. Not tomorrow, maybe, on Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Okay, just grab a cup of coffee and read this. All right, would be good. And other than this, you can also focus on other topics, like for example, this one, Scrum Framework. We have Essential Scrum from Kenneth Rubin. And go to page number 13. You will find a chapter named Scrum Framework. So please do this to read these two line items, line item 19 and 21. So this is for your assignment. Will you do this for me? Yes, no, maybe. So this is about for the reading. Okay, reading part. I will, everything, but we need to read, because when you read things, you actually talk to yourself. Good part is both these line items are not from PMBOK guide. So you will find this reading part very enjoyable. So do this two complete these two tasks, and you can go to our website Gantt Scholar and click on practice questions. Okay, I will share this link as well. Yes, we need to make an individual study plan. I will create this for you after we finish the course. Once we have finished completed the course, we will submit the application. Once it is approved, before we schedule the exam, we will prepare a study plan for each one of you. Okay, custom study plan. We will have one-on-one discussion. We will sit together. Maybe we'll have a Google Meet, and then we will prepare a study plan. I want to know about your expectations, how many hours per day you can study, how quickly you want to complete the certification, and you are comfortable with Agile and Predictive or both. And based on this, we will prepare a study plan for you. For each of you, we will do this separately. Okay. Link for Essential Scrum, go to the Google Drive. You see, there's a folder called Books. Can you see this folder? And you can see here Essential Scrum. Download this book and use this. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So that's for the assignment, and go to the questions. Open Foundation. You have 17 questions from Foundation. You will be able to answer most of the questions. You can take another test after we finish Foundation next week. So go and solve this 17 questions, and you can review the questions. After finishing the test, review the questions, and when you review them, you find the video explanation part. Okay. Are you clear? Is in discussion with key stakeholders to determine the most suitable development approach. So like how we solve the questions to achieve the majority of how we solved questions today, a couple of questions. For all the 17 questions, you see here in this chapter test, you will find video explanation. Use them and see whether the way how you solve the question and I'm doing it are in line. Otherwise, you calibrate yourself. Clear? It's better than text this explanation part, because there are certain kind of knowledge we can transfer through only videos. So that's why I created this video explanation. Yeah, see you tomorrow. See you in the next week, Shilpa. Yeah, and I will share you the feedback link for today's discussion. Kindly participate in provide your valuable feedback. Okay, learners. So, are you clear with the agenda? I mean, the assignments. Is it clear? Confirm me, please. Confirm me. Are you clear?
Yes, 2 reading assignments and 1 to do the test on the website.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, nothing much. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, when we should do the remaining as the line items and the foundation at the foundation during the after completing the full foundation course.
Yeah, full foundation. See, normally you can start, but it will be too much of learning, reading. And moreover, after I finish, if you read, you will feel very comfortable. Okay.
No, that's true. Okay.
Yeah, but there's no restriction like you should not do. It's only about comfort. We are just starting, so too much of assignment might not make you to feel better. Yeah, that's the point.
Okay.
All right. Okay, now sharing the feedback link for today's discussion. Please provide your valuable feedback for today's discussion. And I will also create a WhatsApp group for us. And you can, I will share the link with you. If you are interested, you can join in the WhatsApp group. We do all the communication. Sure, Amit. I will ping you after this call. Okay, we'll have a word for the recording. Okay, for the recordings. So please participate in the survey, guys, and give your valuable feedback. The feedback is collected, anonymously. So whatever you feel, share it. Okay, it's about continuous improvement. And also learners, because we know that the first two classes are demo classes, and we are done with the demo classes. So to continue further, if you are interested in continue with me and complete this training, um, we need to pay the training fee. I will ping with you. I will send messages to you all individually. And if you're interested to continue, please let me know. We will take it forward. Okay. Any questions? Any doubts from today's discussion? All good, fine. And I will also share the session recordings with all of you in next 1 hour. Cool. All good, fine.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah.
It was a great
Okay.
session. Yeah.
All right. And I really appreciate, because today is IPL final and you guys are studying. That's something amazing. Some 3-4 learners didn't attend today. Most likely that should be the reason. Yeah, let's see. They will come in the join in the next class. Yeah.
Yeah, we could
Okay.
see many of the friends here attended
I'm
last
sorry?
yesterday.
Yeah,
We could see
yeah.
many of the friends here attended last day yesterday.
Yeah, many people send me message that 3 people send me message that they will not be able to take part and they need the session recordings. Yeah. Okay. All right. So
Both recordings will be available for IPL also and this also.
I'm sorry, Shabir?
Both recordings will be available for IPL also and this. We need to choose which one.
But IPL is more entertaining to watch, right? Especially finals. So
No.
yeah, no,
What
most of the
No, this final looks like it was a boring final.
boring. Yeah. One of my friend told me, "Don't worry, all the main teams are out, so don't worry." And my wife told me, "You're really stupid. You should never set a training that begins on IPL final." So I was thinking, if I miss this Saturday and Sunday, then I cannot say this is match May month batch. So this is the last we can have in this batch. So I mean this month. So to call this as May month batch, we should do it. And I'm surprised to see most of the training companies, to my knowledge, they all started a batch yesterday. Many training companies started a batch yesterday. Okay. Yeah. Good. And you guys can turn on the camera. I wish I could see you guys, and this class can be more interactive. So please consider this request. I'm keeping my camera on all time, but I'm not seeing any of you. So I'm just seeing my face. But if I see your face and you smiling or feeling puzzled with some concepts, I immediately pick those clues and can give you more explanation without you asking any question. Okay. So consider this from the next class. If you can turn on the camera. Hey, Mohammed Shabir. Hi. Good to see you. Great. Um, yeah. Hari is my friend's friend. Okay. I also never seen Hari before. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, my laptop's camera is kind of faulty. I'm trying to sell it online. Maybe if I manage to do it this week, I'll connect with my new laptop.
Okay. No, I mean, it's not mandatory, but if you can, would be well and good. Okay.
Yeah. No, even I would prefer to do it with the camera on. It's more
Okay.
interactive.
Yeah, true. Okay. So let me check with everyone, and if there's no question, we can close the call. So Hari, Amit, are you fine? All good, fine? Any questions, doubt?
I have some questions on the business case and benefit document, but I want to do some reading and come back next lecture.
Sure. Okay. You can also connect with me in the weekdays. Okay.
Yeah,
Ask me.
sure. I'll call because I have presented some business cases to steering committees.
Okay.
So I have some questions related to some real-time scenarios that I faced.
Sure. Okay. Sure. You can call me during the weekdays.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Duraraj, Harshita, are you good? Okay, fine. Hey, Amit. Hey, I'm not able to hear you.
Maybe sorry, I was in mute.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
nice to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mutual.
As you said, yeah, we should make sure that we all turn the video on.
You know, it won't be comfortable for the first time. If you
Yeah.
do, it won't be comfortable. But once you get used to this, you will
Right.
enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
nice
So
to see
yeah.
you. What's the matter
Same
with you,
here.
man? How your camera is so good? Like it's a high definition.
Nothing like that. I'm sitting near to the window, so
Okay.
the
All
light,
right.
maybe the light is helping me a lot.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So
It's
thanks
okay.
for turning on the camera. Okay.
No worries. Yeah. Okay. And
Great.
it's been a great journey so far. So I'm looking forward for the next weekend. Yeah. And I like the way you move the like the presentation, everything. So pretty good.
Thank you.
Impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And this training is targeted to, the method is targeted to make people pass the exam in 4 weeks.
Okay.
And without reading the PMBOK guide. So minimal reading, but more about learning the tips, tricks, and the things we need to know to pass the exam. Also mastering the project management concepts. So yeah. You can watch these recordings and repeat see the recordings again when you do the preparation. And with minimal reading, you can pass the exam. Okay, I will give you all the seats needed to pass the exam. So whatever you see here, these are the seats. Okay, um, so they will really help you to speed up your learning process and score very high marks in the final exam. Okay. Right.
Okay.
Good. So
See you next week and then.
see you next week. Take care. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Take care. Yeah. Bye guys. Bye.
Bye. Durai, Harshita, are you fine? Show me thumbs up. All good.
Yes,
Yeah?
Ahmad. So all good. So I'll
All
connect
good.
you in WhatsApp. So we'll discuss further to proceed with the classes and then from
Okay,
next week.
fine. All right.
Yeah. That's it.
Thank you.
We'll see you in camera next week. So
Sure. Okay.
sure. We'll discuss. Yeah.
Don't take this as a pressure. Just I'm saying, if you're not fine with turning on the camera, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. All our office meeting, I'll be on camera.
Okay.
I'll be on my camera. So it's not new to me, but only thing is, I just wake up at 9, so I'm not look fresh at for the classes to see in the camera. So that's what I need.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, no
Perfect.
problem. We'll meet next week. So I'll connect you in the WhatsApp. We'll discuss.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Yeah, welcome. Arshita, all good, fine?
Sir, thank you for the great session. Let's see.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you like the sessions. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week ahead. Shabir?
Is that the WhatsApp group already
create
created?
now.
Or?
Now I will
Okay,
create
okay.
and share the link. and you can join if you're interested. Yeah, I will do it tomorrow. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Great.
Sorry for interrupting.
No problem. Thanks, Hari.
Okay.
Amit,
Thank you.
okay.
Bye.
Shabir, all good, fine? Yeah, bye.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Great. Thanks, Shabir. Yeah. Okay, then
Okay.
take care. Have a nice weekend, week ahead. We will meet in the next class. Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.